All right. I see, I tell you, with so much going on. The thing about the world ain't getting no better. I didn't really get to catch a whole lot of what's going on today, but ain't nothing changed. It's the same old thing. Yahuah will being done all over the lawn. Make no mistake. Economies crashing, countries, wars. I know Russia did hit Ukraine and kill, I think about, was it 160 something injured? They killed, that's about the most they ever killed in one time. So now they're saying they're starting to strike hospitals as well. I mean, I don't know where these people come. If it's war, what do you have? Oh, don't kill this, kill that. You can't torture them, but you can shoot them and blow them up with a grenade. I'm so confused on what's the difference. That's against the Geneva Convention, but you can blow them up with grenades. Some of the rules don't even make sense. You shouldn't be fighting anyway. Everybody should have their own land and just go home. Everybody need to go back where they came from. I don't know how people go somewhere else and then get there and you're going to pop somewhere else and try to change somebody else's rules. Go home. That's just being, go home. That don't make sense. You can't come and change nobody else's rules. Everybody come in somebody else's house. Go back the way you came from and change your own rules. You're going to go somewhere, abide by that. You don't want to abide, go somewhere else. And the people, and the bad part, there's a lot of rules we got anyway. The people don't want them. It's the system. They enforce them upon you. A lot of stuff people don't want to do it. They put it on you. We just don't have sense enough to realize. We look at the people we elected. The people we elected are all criminals. They don't have one Latimer Poole, he getting ready to be elected again, criminal. Ping, I don't know, I ain't spell Ping, Xjing, Ping. I am so confused. But anyway, they gonna re-elect him again. Everybody elected criminal. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, criminals. In every one in the country, everybody's a criminal. You know, right? And the citizens, we the victims. I don't know what's going on, but again, here it is. This is what we want. If the people want it better, people ought to stand up and unite together and let's go for change. It's time for change. We need betterment. And I think the most important part, and I don't think, I want to say I know, we need to reconnect with our spirituality, Ruachni. And I think that's a major part of why we have so much disconnect on every end. It's definitely time for us to reconnect with our Creator. He's letting us go. He's let us go as far as we can go if man paid attention to it, and we hadn't done any better. We've only gotten worse. So it's time for man to look at. It's time to reassess it and look at reconnecting and getting this thing right. And it starts individually. Don't wait on the crowd. Whatever you do, please don't wait on nobody else to do it first. This is something that you have to do. It's an individual endeavor, but you'll find along the way some other people traveling the same road. That makes sense? Yes, sir. You got to search yourself. Don't make judgments or decisions based off of what other people are doing. You got to make it based off of what's right. Y'all got it? Yes, that's the goal. We just trying to do what's right at the end of the day. And how many of y'all have really started, I guess, examining yourself more? Looking, becoming more conscious about things and about, it's just a lot. I started becoming even more conscious, even more into things you watch. Because you got to just kind of look at things. You'll kind of, unbeknown to yourself, you'll be surprised what you'll let enter in through the ear. We have some very sensitive devices on our bodies that we don't pay. People look at, say, G-spot. No, don't go there. We're talking about the hearing of the ear and the entering of the mouth. These are critical entering points of your body. That's just being honest, and the sight of the eye. That eye, he told you, that's the light of the whole body. You'd be surprised what generates your body. What you see, it generates your body. It stimulates your brain. So when you start looking at these connected points, you got to really watch what you're watching. You have to really listen to what you're listening to. You all right? And you have to really be mindful of what you're eating, because these are the critical points. Society didn't wake up one day and got to where it was. If you watch, look at the televisions. Yeah. You can't watch a show that won't show some form of a homosexual act. That it's something quick. It'd be like, man, it'd be like acting like it was an accident. Man, what you doing? Right. And I played you. Yeah. I played you, and your brain caught it. Yeah. But now if you overlook the went, let me throw something else at you. They'll just keep, you remember that movie Hitch? I remember that. Will Smith talking, man, he act like he didn't like it, but the whole time we found out what. I'm just using that scene since I brought it up. That whole scene was to look like he was coaching a man on getting a woman, but he himself wants a man. He act like it was an accident, they ain't where he wanted, like he was upset. So I played you the way if you saw it, you like, man, no. But then if you did, it was inviting. So they played you on the end to where I played two sets of people. So now, if you keep going and you keep watching, we'll try you on another movie. You just keep trying, like you go to a clothing store, you keep trying on stuff till you find something you like. So you'll go somewhere else and another show door. Before you know it, it becomes common after a while. Now it's the man and the man. Yeah. It's the woman and the woman. And you look at, well, really, I already induced you lightly. So now your mind is already susceptible to accepting this. So now if you look, everybody now, it's gotten to a point, people would say years ago, y'all remember, man, sis, man, look at them sis, man, I look, and the homosexual felt uncomfortable. They knew, yeah, they knew you looking at you like, look at that stuff. That ain't make no sense. They felt uncomfortable. Now you feel uncomfortable. Think about it. Now they sit here looking at it like, you're the one out of place now. See, they duped us because your mind, you missed it. They play you on every end. They play you with the music. They play you with the acting. Even the churches. Come on. Please let not accept the church. Nobody remember the homosexual on the keyboard. Nobody remember the homosexual in the choir, but he could sing. Oh yeah, they can sing. You don't ever have noted they were never untalented. So what you looked at was this. Even though they're homosexual, you got to admit now, God is using them. How many of y'all, do anybody remember this? Yeah. You don't remember no talent bomb homosexual. In the choir, no talent bomb on the keyboard. They played, it was like, what I'm saying? It's like, God using them. They might, in your mind, you bought into it. They played you because they're in the same place you at. And you know what? You lost how to identify things. So that's why today when you say something, it's one of those things where you have to address it. You try to say, well, not to. But if you don't address it, you'll become susceptible to it. It keeps growing because no one's taking a stand. Listen, in professions, in certain professions, they tell you can't sell it. They'll take your 501c. I don't care about no 501c. You can take it, you can shove it at every part of your opening parts of your body. Listen, I will not be controlled by nobody. Nobody gonna stop my mouth. I don't care about no 501c. It ain't stopping my mouth. I just be flat. I don't care about that stuff. That's what's happening to people. Well, we can't say it, then they get profession. We'll take your license. We'll do it. So let me get this straight. You're gonna take my license for saying what's nature. That makes absolutely no sense. Nobody else in nature can do this. No cat can walk out here and tell you it's an elephant. How silly would this be, a cat come up and tell me it's an elephant? And I said, well, I can't say on the inside, maybe it's an elephant. You're not buying it. Nobody is getting outside of the normal nature except for man. Trees are not trying to run around and say, look at me, I'm grass. I'm just tall and woody. Everybody still got this is what's bad. Everyone is still holding his natural estate but man. Because we all become afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Well, they control it. Well, they're the people. Listen, you have to allow. Once a people, listen, how y'all think America got started? How you think all these other countries got started? People broke off from it because they disagree with the establishment. And what people don't look at now, that's why it's important for you to watch things. You have to watch certain certificates and paperwork they give you. Like we were talking on the show, they was talking about the schools. You want to know what schools were better? What, the charter schools? Yeah, interesting. Did y'all even look up what a charter was? By definition. No, I know y'all didn't look it up. See, you're looking at something sanctioned by a sovereign government. So if it's sanctioned by a sovereign government, what else can that sovereign government do? See, they can unsanction. Let's look at what did Pelotus tell Yahushua when he went answer. He said, you don't know that I have the authority to say you die or live? And Yahushua said, I must submit. No, he said, you don't have any authority over me except what Elohim given. See, there are things that man needs to be, they're documented, lock it down. I don't freaking care about that. Do what you do. At the end of the day, as people, we've lost our liberties. We lost our freedom to think. They've taken over the education of our kids because it's a matter of indoctrinating. And they taught you what you call acceptance. That's why people won't say nothing. Listen, it was a time, listen, even this is what you don't realize. This is dangerous, okay? You don't pay attention. Let me tell you something happened. Just show how the system works. Years ago, it changed a little. If a woman was raped, she had to do what? Make it be public, make it be known. How? She had to expose it. Had to expose it. She had to cry out. She had to cry out. If she did not cry out, she was partaker. She was guilty for not crying out. She could not say she was raped if she did not cry out. That's why in society years ago, they would blame the woman when she was being raped because of certain things she wore, because of certain positions she put herself into. They would say this was not rape because of the situation you were in and because of a long time you waited to cry out. Now, these people got you out. This was the only way for her to remove guilt. This was the only way she wouldn't be guilty. Now they move into, they trick, induce the man that now he's being raped, and homosexuals are raping men. And you ain't gonna believe it. He ain't saying nothing about it. Which means, y'all see how I'm just using, look at all these rappers, these people come out and say, now how did this work? This thing for the woman. The book said if she did not cry out, then she was just as guilty. These guys have not cried out and don't realize these people know what they're doing. See, this is the problem that y'all guys, people don't really pay attention to. These people did not create this system because they don't know. They know more than you know. They actually know more than you know. That's the only reason why they make certain laws and certain things happen, because they know it makes you become what we're gonna say. If I got some and Lee wants somebody to give him some, what would that make you become? Partaker. That's what I want to say. You become a partaker. Like if we go rob a bank and Dave stays and he drives the car and I go inside, they come, what they would say, you would be complicit. And these guys don't realize your hands are dirty. They people have dirt at your hands, you don't even know it. So now you become blood guilty. All right, trying to help y'all out. So here we are. We sit here and you didn't even know you're guilty because you didn't cry out. They're purposely doing this. They're formulating people to say, well, you know what? Let people be people. Let people be them. Be you. But there's certain things that I can't cover. There's certain things I can't consent to. That's why he told you when we came into the land, we were already taught with people, there are certain things we just cannot consent to. Right. There are certain things, he told me, I can't make no agreement with you on that. He said, you make no league with them. See, when Abraham went in the league, he made a league with certain groups of people, not with everybody in the land. He was told, make no agreement. When they even try to see, first time folks give you something, you're trying to take it. Now, when Abraham went and he did a survey to bring back loot, they tried to pay Abraham. And Abraham said, I wouldn't take it much as a shoelace from you. He said, lest you say you made me rich. You ain't gonna believe it. Let's just look at that. Let's just look at this statement. Are we familiar with this statement? Who's not familiar with this statement? Well, let's do this then. How about we go to work and make you familiar? All right? Let's how it work. Come on, my boss said let's go to work. You know, I got that stupid face now. I had to remind him. He probably thought he gave me a different. He be so busy, and I know he got so much to do, but sorry he left it on. I just want to make sure me and him knew that together. We'll start here in Romans 15:4. Y'all woke? How about Ghana? Ghana on now? Yes, sir. That's beautiful. That's it. I see Robert Patrick. Robert called Patrick for me. Call him, that's right. I see, there you go. Look at that. I see him. Listen, I hub y'all. I mean, all that's good to see us together. He said, behold, how true and pleasant it is for our King to dwell together in unity. I see you there, Stephen. It's beautiful to see y'all. I mean that, all y'all. Ivy, how the baby doing? She still got my hair? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to give her some of my hair. Let's give it time. Let her stay on our side. Ain't that right? Appreciate everybody up there. So let's do this. This is Romans 15:4. Again, why? Foundation. You can't build without a foundation. Robert's a builder. He know that too. You got to have a foundation. So we want to establish a foundation before we do anything. Okay? This is Romans 15:4. Y'all know I forgot them cue cards. They're going to be tight. They're going to be tight. I don't know how they're going to work out. Romans 15:4. Listen, let's get this foundation.
For whatever Nikatab before.
For whatever is written before.
Nikatab Talamidas.
Teachers, showers, instructors. Very important. So that through
endurance,
going through without quitting,
and through the Nakum.
We always talk about the reward. There's got to be a reward for what we're doing. Of the
Ketubim,
what happened?
We might have tikva.
That's it. So that's what we want to look at. So since we're going to look at the 14th chapter of the book of Ra Shyth. Ra Shyth, they're going to call it Genesis, and we want to make sure you understand that's it. If I'm correct about it, that's in the height, start of existence. See, a lot of times people don't realize that when situations happen, and you'll check with any law enforcement officer, they want to always look at what happened. If a police came up and y'all two were fighting, they're not just going to look at y'all fighting. They're going to look at it, then we need to assess it. They're going to want to know. They're going to separate y'all two. What happened? They want to get your side. They didn't want to come back to get it. Because first, we need to know what happened. Before we say both guilty, we need to find out first about who's guilty. What actually caused this to happen? And a lot of times we just jump in and fight. Something more or less alluded up into the situation. Okay, so when we start looking at situation happen, the best way to deal with it and get an understanding about the Creator is to go back to Ra Shyth, because you need to look at what happened at the start of things. That way, look at where we're at. Let's go back and look at what was first established, right? So we're going back in the book that tell us this in the height start of everything when it started out. So we're going to start the 14th chapter, about the 11th verse, I think it is.
Yes, sir.
14, 11. They had 17.
It's 11.
Let's see what happened. Listen.
Then they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and
So
all
what
their
at verse
food.
11? So let's do this. Let's go with, that back me up probably 9 then. $14 and 9. I know it's getting later. I know it's later for them than it is for us, and I appreciate them doing that. See, we up here, and their Shabbat be ending. When we coming in, their Shabbat almost is at the end, but we appreciate them putting the time. And I tell you, and I appreciate y'all why at the same time, because y'all setting a precedent for people. We got the heat back on. So what it do is sets a precedent for people to look at. We have to start looking at doing things that makes us more distinctive. See, when you start following, this is what we start looking at. What separates you from everybody else? Because everybody has a system. Just like with Shabbat, these people not acknowledging no Shabbat. You go to these churches sitting clean, pretty. Ain't nobody coming there. Listen, that church safe. Ain't nobody coming there. It's starting tomorrow. That's when you get your praise on and get your God on. The only reason doing this was because he was trying to show the difference between what? Layla and or. That was the purpose of why you brought Shema. How are we gonna know the difference? How close in similarity or proximity is light and darkness? You ain't gonna believe it. You ain't gonna believe it. You said opposite? So me and somebody that commits qatar are like, we like hand in glove. See that? That's what, and just like what they're showing, because it'll be people say, man, I mean, the Shabbat over with. Why they still doing? Because I'm looking at when the debar comes, it establishes something for me. I mean, it's even bigger than, this is a symbolism of what we're keeping, but when it comes down to doing and keeping and hearing of the Torah, I gotta show something that distinct me out. It's some people, after Shabbat, it's back. See, he even taught about before these people, when they were keeping the muhar, they kept wondering for one thing. They want to know when was it going to end so he could get back to. So now we're starting to show some distinguishing factors that's going to separate us from everybody else, okay? Let's see, listen.
Against Kedor, Lamir, Malak of Elam.
Stop for yourself. Stop for a minute. For some reason, I got to go back. My boss, I'd obey order. See if that's 10. Let me see if it's 10 about 38. Same book. Might be 11 and 1. Let me hit 11 and 1. Let me see first.
Yes, sir.
Before you get over, let me see what 11 and 1 say. Listen.
Now the whole Arach was one language and the same word.
That's what I want. 11, 10, 11, 12. 12 and 1. Ra Shyth. Listen.
Now Yahuah said to Abram, go forth for yourself and from your country and from your relatives and from your Abba's Beth to the Arats, which I shall show you. And I shall make you for a great Gui, and I shall barak you and make your Hashem great. And
go ahead.
And so you shall be a baraka.
You're going to be a benefit. So you're going to be a benefit, which means you're going to make other people who proceed from you become benefactors, okay? So now you ain't going to believe this. What he was going to do all this. When was he going to do all this?
In the land.
After what? After he got out. So what type of behavior you think he demonstrated before that? Think about your answer.
Obedience.
Why would you say obedience?
Because he was going to give him a baraka.
Why would he call him out if it wasn't something different? But this is the thing, was somebody needed to see the difference. In order to see the difference, I need to separate you in order for the work. And a lot of times people don't look at it. A lot of times people looking at, once I get, I'll start doing. And this is kind of come in and fill in the blanks for, I think, in the 12th chapter book of all Hadabarim, they're called Deuteronomy, which is, these are the words. When he started giving them the instructions on what they were going to do about tithe paying and different things they were giving, he let them know they was going to do it in the Arats where they were going, which was in the place they were going, which means you had to already be demonstrating a behavior before. Y'all got what I'm saying? And this is what we do. You're not even demonstrating a behavior to even be chosen, because we're looking at election. What you find here is election. He chose this man because he had to see something different. So he took him from. And here, once you get to this place, is when I'm going to be able to establish it. A lot of times we don't show any things where he can even use his creativity on us. And then you don't sit yourself and realize when you do, and I've elected you, you tend to fight against it because we're ignorant to. You got what I'm saying? You could actually be showing some quality, some commendable quality, but yet you miss it because you're so busy fighting things and not waiting to see how things are working for you. Things got a way of working. They do, they got a way of working. But sometimes we tend to fight that. Look at Joseph. When he told Joseph about all the things that were going to happen with him, all the things he was going to come in and do, and how he was going to rule, did that happen in the land where he was? But you ain't going to believe it. Kind of like with Abraham, huh? Yeah. That didn't happen until he got to Mizraim. When were these people supposed to bow down? He would think, no doubt, him. It got to be here. But everything he told was going to happen. Your Akim was going to sit down and shakar you, your Abba, your father going. None of that happened there. They even told him. That's ridiculous. Why would we do that? I'm the Abba. I'm the Shamash. I'm the greatest Auryah here. Which means now, in order for you to shine, what I got to do? I got to put you somewhere else. And when you go back to Ra Shyth 1:12, when he told you, when he made the Shamash, then he told you to make the Kukabin also. The only reason you can see them, Shamash got to go. Go out there, do me a favor. Who in here got, who in here can see? Don't be lying to me. I'm going to pick somebody to see. I want you, Janae. I know y'all can't see me. Come on. Do me a favor. Take the radio, take your glasses. Come by here, come here for me. Let me see. Come on. So the people see what I'm telling you. I'm sitting out here. Listen now. Look at him. Look at him. Y'all see them things? I know anybody else. I want you to go out there for me, and I want you to go out there and look. I want you to be honest to me and come back and give me the count on how many Kukabing stars you get. Go, seriously, I want you to look at it, honestly. I want you to do that. Please don't tell me where Jupiter and Mars at. Just stay, you know what I'm saying? You know, just right on the outbrink of Earth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That could be sitting on Saturn. I see a ring. I could look like I could put my finger in it, you know what I'm saying? Planet, listen. If y'all see her look past that planet, slap them glasses off. So we just want a visual count. Okay? So all these things we want to look at now, we got to jump back even again. Ain't that something? Let's pick up Ra Shyth 1:12, since we're there. If we're in the heights of the beginning, we want to pay attention. All right. She should be coming back now. She said that Russian satellite was in the way. All right, sweetie. How many did you see?
0.
How many?
0.
She said she saw 0. I appreciate that. She saw 0. Let's see how that thing works. Let's see how they work out. This is Ra Shyth 1:12. Listen.
And the rots brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed after their kind, and the ox bearing pari, whichever seed is in them after their kind.
You ain't gonna believe it. The seed that was in them. That's interesting. You say so now you ain't gonna believe what happened now. Guess what we just found out? They were copying. Everything that came out from every plant was the exact same thing. You look at it, you said, I don't see no difference. Every time a plant would yield something, it would, for some dumb reason, the thing would be the same exact thing. So everything would keep the same premise. How did man move? Has grass changed?
No, sir.
Had trees start yielding other stuff beside trees? Do trees yield bushes? You see what I'm saying? Nothing's changed. So the argument or the discussion of now he did something different. Look, inside of me is a woman. How did this work? See, in order to stop that, he took it out of the man. That's why he told me I removed it from him, because guess what? What people are trying to say happened now, I removed that part from him. Don't you know there's certain things inside of people you can remove? Like sometimes women say, well, I don't have any more kids. They can go and do a surgery that can prevent that. He surgically removed where there would never be another woman that come from a man. He removed it. He said, I took that out. People do it with cars. Guess what it's called? Modify. You hear people do modify? They come and modify engines and come modify different things because they want to remove it. So it prevents the chance of something happening. So how did man get back here? It's a taught behavior. It's a taught behavior. Y'all got it? I'm asking like, who teaching you? Who taught you that? Who taught you that? All right, look what happened.
And Elohim saw that it was too.
He said, that's right. When things were copying, he said, listen, Ryan, what do you have beside you? Son. That's your son. That's two. Because you're a man, right? You know your son gonna grow up to be a man. Because he's gonna be copying. That's what came out from him. That's the premise. So for him to go and say there's a woman inside of him, that doesn't make logical sense. Because everything is supposed to be a copy. It was to prevent for something else coming. Go and make me a copy. Someone say, yeah, you ain't got a copy. I can draw. No, you might try to draw. It might look somewhat similar, but if you copy it, it'll be exact. See, it prevented that. That's why he told him no man should, no more. See, he had a problem before in the 5th chapter of the book. We use Auryah. That comes up discussion problem. He said, no more should every man teach his akim. Because it became a problem. Because some of the stuff you're saying is not lining up. It's not exact. It's not the copy. He said, everybody going to know me from the least to the greatest. Because he told you, because they all going to be taught Elohim. So that's how everybody's going to know it. If it's his teaching and everyone's taught by him, then everyone has the same information. It's exact. We're saying copy. The whole time we hear copy. Sometimes somebody here, they say, well, copy. I got exactly what you said. What's the purpose of saying copy when you on the radio? That means they ain't got copy. I didn't get all that. You don't say copy. Copy means I got all of that. I mean, maybe it's me. Come on, listen.
And there was evening and there was morning.
Them folks, I wish he would have brought them cue cards now. Go ahead.
Third yom.
It was what now?
A third yom. Then Elohim said, let there be Auryah in the expanse of the Shamayim to divide between the Yom and the Layla, and let them be for Ots and for seasons and for Yamim and Shanim.
Y'all see what it's going to be? He said, let that be Auryah. That's light. He said, and when you put it down, they're going to be for the changing of times. That's how you know when times change. It was there, because otherwise people didn't know that things were changing around them. But this is what Elohim was doing. As things start changing, you know he wanted you to look at? Look at how I remain the same. Guess what people tell you? Man, you got to start changing with the time. Brother, you out of season. Man, nobody wear that stuff. Nobody do that stuff, no, man. You out of season. He said, now, while time is changing, watch how I remain the same. That's what he was trying to show you. Now he come along, and guess what you learn from that? How to be instant, in season, and out of season. Showing how unchanging, because he's trying to get you to copy him. Guess how you do? You change with the times. The music changed, the clothing style changed, and he's saying, but watch how I remain the same. That's what he's trying to teach you. This was going to be some things that were going to be some distincting factors about you. But you go where you go, you become. He needs us to say, I need you to remain the same so the people can say, that's crazy, because everybody else. And everybody else, but I'm trying to show you how I remain the same. See, we have now what we having to do, and we ran from things, or we said, well, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna set about. I'm not gonna do it. But then it's not. We're not able to distinct ourselves in doing it. People need to see it. People need to see the difference with us. If enough of us learn how to come together, not just the way of y'all synagogue, I'm talking about people in general, then people would notice the difference. It's because in the color, we just fade right in. Whatever they're doing, I'm with you. Let's roll. It's 100. We have to start looking at, people got to see, that's the thing that's going to distinguish. Why you think we recognize Elohim? When he came, he said, well, now in 2024, things done changed. Everything he said do before, do it. Keep doing it. Nothing changed. He don't care about what people. He said, I remain the same. I put here to try to show you that changed the time, but yet you remain the same, showing you just how my word still stands. What they do, they've taken it now. Well, let me see, we got what? New American, the Legacy Bible. I mean, they got when I was coming on, you had the Gideon, King James, and maybe a couple of other ones. It's so many. Can we just see how many Bibles it is right quick? I mean, man, it's ridiculous, the names of these Bibles. I'm like, the what? It's just ridiculous what they giving us now, because you know why? And man, keep looking, and because times are changing, guess what happened? Man said, we got to change. Man, don't nobody talk like that no more. Yeah. Man, people, I don't know nobody do that no more. And guess what? Because you don't know anybody that does it anymore, guess what happened? We don't know nobody do that no more. Then guess what? We start to change too, because we have to fit in. There are currently over 3,030 versions in over 2,011 languages available. That's crazy. You know, when they came along to try to write the King James Version, it was about 200. By the early 1500s, I believe there was over 200 copies. They've already moved to 3,000, over 3,000 different versions. As time keep going, how many more you think they're gonna get? Because what man keep looking at, I don't know nobody talk like that. You know anybody talk like that? And the person they asking is the person that got the same character. You know what I'm saying? The same character, the same behavior. So yeah, me either. So people don't talk like that. I don't even know people even dress or look like that now. So let's do something different. See, everything they keep doing today is to try to get us off center from what he's established. Okay? Even with the man with the skinny pants. Now that everybody become company skinny. I don't like. People don't realize even them little bit of bikinis raw. It's really kind of, it doesn't allow the sperm cells to stimulate. See, they're working. What they learned with the so-called Negro. The Negro, the alcohol would get him drunk where he couldn't, and he would be unconscious of. Look at, well, I mean, that ain't work either, because they got Luke drunk. He still got 2 pregnant. Isn't that right? So they've used alcohol to try to see if it will keep us from. Then they brought the drugs in. So now they brought the venereal diseases in and started inflicting them among. More people should have been wiped out years ago when there were no condoms.
Yeah.
People, prostitutes back then, they weren't even washing regular. There's no way possible. People want to, because you got, even country today, people don't even bathe, frequently. You know, it's very infrequent. So people definitely should have died from sexual diseases or whatever, but they more or less influx them among people because they know what you're trying to stop the recreation of. They're really just trying to kill you on every end. In television, they're killing you in information and everything. I'm telling you, they're killing you on every end. It's beating. Look, this is what I look at. Look how old people wait enough for they get married. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, years ago, 70s and stuff, a woman wait like that, she got in 30 and wait to get married. They said, man, I'm about to get that woman. You know, I'm telling you, folks, go look at see if your grandma was 39 when she got married. Go see if your granddaddy your granddaddy got married, he was 40, that was his 3rd wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not a trap. They made it, I'm just being honest. Because now women like, what is that? I want to get my career, I got goals, ambition, and I pay for these degrees, and I want to get these degrees. They say, why you get married? You too young. Man, you had to get married, you were young. Folks look at me, they be like, then when you get married, you young. So you grow together. But now they made it where it's more where people say, it's bad to get married because you hadn't lived your life. And a lot of times you live down and you're more settled now to where you're so settled, you're not open for change. Yeah. Marriage is a situation where you grow in it. It's a development system. You know, like they have pee-wee for football and early stuff, because they start developing you then. It's very few people go play football when they get older. Because you missed it. It's a certain developing point you typically when people get it. They don't want you because it's certain stuff you ain't gonna do. You don't let nobody get in your face. Just like the military. Them folks not finna take care of no 47 years old walking now. You really soldier that man. I'm gonna tell you one time, you walk up my face, yell again, I'm gonna blow this whole base. And they're like, that's why you get a 17-year-old, you get an 18-year-old, because you realize they don't have the experience, so you can develop them. You see what I'm saying? Why you think they grabbing your kids from school age? Why you think they won't listen? They were getting kids, nursery, not pre-K, because they're trying to catch them even at an early age. And look at where we're going. We thought pre-K is going to be great. This is getting them even more developed before they get in school. They're getting developed them more on the homosexual agenda. Yeah. They're disrupting them at an earlier age now. Right. I'm trying to tell you, what we thought was good, we find out hadn't been good for us. Right. But anyway, we try to talk about that. We don't kind of went all over the place. So let's see what he did right here. Where we at now? 14? 114?
15.
15?
Yes, sir.
What'd he say?
And let them be for Auryah in the expanse of the Chamyshy,
Let them be for the light of the Chamyshy and
to give Auryah on the yarach.
So listen, so it'll be Auryah on the yarach. Come on.
And it was so.
And it was so.
And Elohim made the two greater Auryah, the greater Auryah to govern the Yom.
He made two. Now he made them to govern, to rule over, to govern the day.
And the lesser Auryah to govern the Layla.
See that? And the lesser one to govern the Layla.
And the Kukabim.
And he made the Kukabim. So now we find that two Auryahs he gave. He gave you the Shamash, which was the first one. That was the first symbol. So when he put in what we call the moon, the yarach is the proper name for the yarach, he put it so it could rule over the Layla. And then he said he used the Kukabims. Y'all got it? So we'll even kind of look at Yahushua being the Shamash code. They came out, they said he was the son of. And typically they call this the son for the reason, so we'll go with that theory, okay? And we found he was the Shema, which made him the greater. Then we started to look at, I look at it from this end, and we'll kind of look at Raim or some shepherd, and we'll let him be in the symbolism of the symbolism of the yarach, okay? But then the Kukabim, we'll make it as the congregation, as the adult, because typically you're gonna have more of the adult than you're gonna have of them. So we're looking at the purpose of them. So now since he's gone, the Shema, just like we see when it's gone from the day, now that leaves who to rule. And then this is your job. You know, in the folks around, I'm just a member, I don't have a job. You see when them Shema sit out there and they say they ain't got no job? And they sit there and they do their job. They're still there because they help to reflect, not deflect. Some of you deflect your obligations, okay? They sit here and realize they have an obligation. You know what they look at? Man, so dog, I don't want all of them. They look at, I got to do my job because somebody going to see me. A lot of times I might go and I don't look up. I might have gotten in because I ain't no midnight rambler, and I'm typically in at a certain point, so sometimes I'll miss it. But you ain't going to believe it. Somebody else going to see it. So it's there, and it represents to do a job. But guess what? It can't do a job until the Shemash gone. It can't do a job until the Shemash gone. You know what I'm saying? And everybody hold their end. You know what? And they going to do what they're supposed to. You're supposed to be reflecting something. That's amazing. Typically, what they try to take, their science is that the yarach, what they call the moon, is actually almost like a plate. And that it actually is a reflection of the Shemash. That the yarach, that they call the moon, actually gets its light from the Shemash. That's what they teach. That's what they say. That it actually has no light. It's almost like a plate. It takes the reflection of, and that reflection light it puts him. Well, that's almost so simple like that. Because we're supposed to be a reflection from the Shemash as well. Hello? That's what Yahushua did. He told you was the Auryah of the alarm. See, to tell you that made no sense unless you understood the science of what happened here. That when the Shemash went, you were supposed to be him. You were supposed to do something. Hold you got 2444 right quick. Who know what I want? Auryah. So that's amazing. See, why when we talking about light, what a book we gonna look in? Let's go see where y'all shine at. See, we're trying to help people see, just like they learn how to move around in a library. It's a library because ain't no truth. So when they move around and learn how to live in the library, you need to know how to use this book. And this book is about your life. This is Auryah, that they call Luke. 2444. Yahuah, y'all shining. All right. Listen.
He said to them, "These are the Dabarim which I spoke to you while I was still with you.
See that? That's what I spoke while I was yet with you.
For every katab about me shall surely be fulfilled in the Torah of Moshe."
So every writing about me, it must be fulfilled.
Yes,
so
sir.
you don't even believe it. Even the writings have an obligation. The writings have an obligation. So you reading the obligation. Kind of, that's English like a contract. You know, people sign a contract, they'll tell you to read it. You don't know what you just signed. You just signed an obligation. That's why people mess up and don't keep it, and that's why a lot of your credit bad, and your credit bad too with Yahuah. What I want to do, I want us to learn, you know, by the will of Yahuah, how to establish your credibility on every end. I'm gonna tell you something y'all might not pay attention to. Don't believe what people told you. People that keep and that are actually believers of the word are going to be conscious of everything they do. Their commitments verbally, written commitments, their obligation, because all these are reflective. Oh, I do this, but they check my credit. My credit is a 0.5 .99. They ain't even, I don't even know that's my number. You know what I'm saying? It's so bad. But I be living right. I'm gonna be honest when I tell you the truth. No, you're not. Because see, these things gonna hurt you. This is what happened. People are going to find reason to condemn you to say, well, if you were so-called saved, why you ain't doing that? And you're gonna feel like, I mean, they ain't got nothing to do with what I done. As long as I do this, it does, because he told you let your yea be yea, your nay be nay. He said anything of that come, that's Roshah. If you make a commitment, that book told you to so say and do. See, what people have convinced us, I'm telling you, go to church, these people, they like, the Holy Ghost, get the Holy Ghost. People say, when they doing, I'm trying to catch when they get it to it, they say, pull a computer, say, pull up your credit score. Soon as get them started, they'll be like, man, God, they ain't no time, I'm serving God. I said, stop, just stop for a second. I know he ain't gonna matter. Pull up your credit score. And they're gonna get mad and want to fight. You know why? Because they know that you're going to hold them down and realize something. I should be doing better on that's why I get on y'all about your health. It makes no sense. Shalom means health, wealth, and prosperity. This is the fullness of, when he met a man, he asked that man, you want to be fit if your credit score? He said, you want to be made. Now, so in order to say be made whole, the only thing that I could come up with from a common sense end, the only thing you have missing is your health here. Then you're supposed to be made whole. That means when we do things, that's a full. See, this is what we look at. Well, I don't see what they got no point. This is how people, they reflect. Deflect, not reflect, deflect. Oh, they ain't got nothing to do now. I look at it, I do what he say. You do what you feel like is enough of to say you do what he say. Because these are things he just wouldn't have us doing. A lot of stuff we're doing. I even said when Chamyshy came and I said he was not condemned. When he told and the girl the lies to deceive her off, I said, well, they never charged him with that. They charged him with him cutting his hair, is what we found what the deflected fault was. The purpose of the story was trying to teach us about was his commitment and how he had fallen away from it. And it only makes sense. What was your earlier conversation? You were already lying. You were already moving yourself towards something. You had a commitment before this. Once you start giving in on some end, don't make no mistake, you're going to fall to somewhere else.
Yeah.
And this is for me. My goal is to be better. My goal is for the daughter to be better. And I know that you can use this and you can justify anything you want to, but you won't be justified before Elohim, okay? So we're going back and we're cleaning up a whole lot of stuff. Because when he come up in the humor, think about that. Let's go with copy. Okay, let's hold what you got right quick. What is it, Bamadbar 23:19? And I want 23 or 22:19. Bamadbar, they call it numbers. Might be 22:19. Mod. But somebody watching the first time, Bamadbar means wilderness or in the wilderness. Let's see this. No, 22. That Elohim is not an Ish. Is that 22:19? 23:19. So I was right, 23:19. I don't know why 22 came in my mind. 23:19. Y'all got to work with me now because I ain't got no. So I'm gonna tell you what's good about them. That's why them guys beat me out, getting in and getting out early, because they just stick with the script. They said, see, that's what Tom Smith's problem is. He ain't got no script. He been out all day talking. And he just wrote that stuff down and just stayed with the script. Man, we be on our way out of here right now. But unfortunately, here we are, stuck. 23:19, listen.
All is not a ish that he should kazah.
Short for all. Listen, he's not a who?
Ish.
That he should do what?
Kazah.
Listen.
Nor a ben Adam that he should repent.
He not the ben Adam that he should repent. Listen.
Has he said, and shall he not do it? Or has he spoken, and shall he not make it too?
So get what he just said. He said, if I said something, that's what I'm going to do. If I spoke something, that's what's going to come to pass. Let's look at something right quick. Because he's talking about all. This is the problem right here. And this is my mistake for going and taking something that doesn't relate to us, and then I stick it on us. But I'm going to do better. Okay, because this is talking about Elohim. Finish this up right quick so I can look at something else. Now clean up. We're looking at Elohim, okay? Listen.
Behold, I have received to Barak,
He said, I have received to Barak.
and when he has Barak,
Then
I cannot revoke it.
he told him, man, he said, you go and Barak him. This, you know, the whole purpose of what happened with this? He tried to show you other mitigating factors, okay? I told you, I said, you see these people right here? These people Barak. That's what he told him. He said, look, he said, these people, they're Barak. These people right here, I bestowed a benefit on these people. Now, some people came and they knew about, I was showing you how other people know your business better than you know it. Barak sent a messenger, which is a Malaki, a messenger. His messenger just don't refer to Elohim. When you send a messenger, that's who you sent. Just like Satan has a messenger. You ain't gonna believe it. They're Malaki. You ain't gonna believe it. They're his messengers, okay? So pay attention. So now, he sent a message to Barak and told him, said, listen, it's a people. And these people have come out from Mizraim. And these people cover the pioneer. They cover the whole of Rock. There was so many of them. He said, now he wants you to go and he wants you to curse these people. And when he came up to see these people and let them know that they were promoted, said, listen, man, I don't know what your rank is now, but he'll promote you and he'll do you well. And he went to see the people. He saw them. Yahuah told him already when I do. He see them and he told them and he gave them the pronunciation. He told them, he said, from the top of the heart, he said, I could see them. He said, in their last estate, he said he wanted his last estate to be as they first. And he talked about how they, and he said, and the people, the other people ain't gonna be numbered with them. How they gonna be a servant? He said, whoa, what you doing? He said, I sent you the curse of all of these people, and you baraked them. That's what he tried to let them know. I can't reverse it. And Elohim, he did it now just to show you how things work, because it's bigger than what you, like, I'm gonna tell you like Nino Brown, he got sick of that stuff. This thing bigger than me. Well, I ain't got no planes to bring this stuff in here. This come from Elohim. So now with that being said, he went further to say, I want the Nabat to be Nadu. I want him to be induced. Okay? I want him to be induced. I want him to be enticed by it. So he got to look at this, man, it's a lot of money. And I'm looking at the people I could build in family life centers, because his family's dying. And he went on here and said, listen, he came back, he said, listen, it ain't about the money. I'm just looking to help people. Whatever you say, I do it. He said, well, I tell you, go ahead and go with him. And he let him go to that extent. Yashra had no idea all this was going on with them, because the people were separated. They weren't even going to be numbered with other people. All these things were working outside of their knowledge to let you know how much stuff you're worried about that you don't know. And you don't know for a reason, because he don't want you to know, because you're faint. So here, all these things are working outside of these people that there are people working to curse you and take you down for your fall. And the whole time, Elohim let all this stuff get to a point to showing him that there is no way. And then he brought it back to the fact of, let's look at my position and let's look at yours. First of all, I ain't a man that I'm gonna be sitting around telling a lie. I'm all. Y'all got what I'm saying? I'm a supreme ruler. So I have no reason to say, if I said something, that's what it is. If I said something was going to happen, that's what's going to happen. And there's nobody that can reverse it. Y'all know how bad it is for us. I mean, I told y'all about one time I had a supervisor. I was driving my own truck and I had bought a new car. This guy came out, seen it. They, around my car. Hey, all right, preacher, man. He went straight in there and told the guy. He said, man, look at preacher, got another car. I told you getting him 2 minute run. They ain't buying another car. So he told her, he said, I'm gonna make him lose that car. And one of them came out here and just told me. They said, preacher said, man, he was in that talk, said he gonna make you lose that car. My mind just, listen, I kindly got Jesus. I wrapped in my bosom, and I put Jesus. Let's sit on here for a minute, Jesus. Cause come like, okay. I got. Listen. I said I'm going to get me an aluminum bat. I ain't like. I said I'm gonna bust his head open at this table, at this desk, and leave the man right here. There, I'm gonna wait on this man. I was so, cause I was like, how did I get in the car? What came up that you said this? And I was really upset. And it's like, for a while he just gave me a calm. And I did, and I just kind of moved on from it. It just hurted me. It really hurted me. Because all I was thinking, I never did nothing. Why would you say you're gonna make me lose something? And I got a family. I was working for my family. And that man hit me on the phone, called me, and said the dumbest stuff I ever heard. He said, I got some runs for you. And you know what I was sitting here looking at? I was gonna kill this man. And he let me know, it don't matter what he was working. He can't, once I said something was gonna happen to you, they can't stop it. But I had got it myself though. Had he just let me loose. And you know that day I've been sitting in prayer thinking I was justified. Because it done came out, that's what he said. And guess what I do? I ain't let him work. And the only reason he let that be said to me to show me, he can't do no more than I let him. That's why sometimes he don't let you know about what everything people say about you and what people do. Because you think they control it. And you don't realize that's what Balaam had to come back and tell them. He said, listen, he done told me to barak out. When he barak, he said, I can't reverse it. The people paid me to curse you. People hired me and offered me position to take you down. I'm a killer and I can't even kill you. I don't want nothing but the best for you. And Elohim needed you to see that. That built my company. You think that was for them? They didn't even know about it. Guess who know about it? You think Yasharal was hearing the whole conversation, what was going on? Couldn't have. So how you get to hear about it? So was it for them or was it for you? Cause was this written tomorrow? When was it written? 4 times? Before now? And what was it written for? For our learning? For what reason? Going through and not quitting, not going in and busting somebody's head over and doing what we want to do. And what else? The fact that these people were Barak. And what else? Of the what? How do you get the Nakum? And how we getting this information? From the writing. What happened? Man, we got a court. We can hold on. See that? A lot of times you been looking at this, like, man, look at what Yasharal, they didn't even know. Look at Yasharal. Look at, son, this one for Yasharal, this for you. Them people kept moving. They went, why were they worried about them? And they got, you know how many land and how many read had to go through? They didn't know nothing about this. This was written for you. See that? You didn't even know it. Yes, see that? They fell for the faith, boss. You said it. He said, if I leave that face on you, do it, they'll never catch it. See, every time you read and stop thinking things don't involve you. Things are not for you. That's why you knew it. That's why I would have known this. It had to come up in their writing later. Yeah. But it was written for you. Mm-hmm. Didn't he tell you before, because Elohim, he had an affection for your Abba, your father, I chose the seed. That's why I got you. I chose the seed. I showed my heart for them that I chose the seed. So that's why I gave a seed for a seed. Okay, that's how we do it. So let's jump back up what we were looking at. Since we read that, the Elohim not a man, and we know about Elohim position, and that's important. It doesn't correlate. We'll go back to Ra Shyth right quick. Ra Shyth. What verse we left off at?
Chapter 1.
No, that's not a verse. That's a chapter. Chapter 1. We left out verse 16, 15.
I didn't know which chapter you were
Chapter 1, sorry. Chapter 1. And that verse, and you left out probably verse 16?
I think 17. 17?
Yes, what did 17 say?
And Elohim placed them in the expanse of the Shamayim to give Auryah.
He put them in the expanse of the Shamayim. What happened?
To give Auryah on the yarach.
And to give, you ain't gonna believe it. No matter where people sitting there in the yarach, you ain't gonna believe it. You know, you go to Kroger from here today, I couldn't see you. And Leon, if you went from here to Covington, I couldn't see you. Chanel, if you went to here to South Carolina, you know I couldn't see you. And Rod, I couldn't see you if you went to Texas from here. And I couldn't see if you was in California from here. I couldn't see a lot of y'all if you was in the Middle East, or if you was in anywhere, or if you was in a Kibalam, they call Africa, or if you was sitting in Australia. If anywhere you was, I couldn't see you. You ain't gonna believe it, but we can see the same. We can see them same cuckoo beans. See, he put them in the expansion. They shine everywhere. See, you know, when you radiate, that's why y'all think he dispersed and put us in all these places? Because everybody got to see it. Everybody got to see it. So you think the people over in other parts of the region don't see the light? And you wonder why you here and why we can't all be together. I just told you what I did. I told you I declared it at the beginning. I put them in the expansions. Why you think y'all dispersed? And you studied getting on his nerve, telling him why you all need to come together and all be together. So you can see why he was declaring the end at the beginning. I told you why I put them there. I put them in the expansions. I put them where they could be productive, where they would be able to be shown so all unashamed could see. When he told you to let your Auryah so shine, so how? That men can see it. What men? Just the men around you? I got to put you in other places. See, when we start to get a better understanding, which again is the ability to know, then we don't grumble as quick and fight, and we don't become stagnant or stagger. Stagnant that we just don't move. Stagnant that we wavering from side to side, becoming uncertain about something. Then you know what? I have a certainty about the salvation and the work of all Him. So I start looking when things happen. I said, no matter how it work out, it don't matter what happened, it's got to work out for me for my two. It's got to. That's why I said, I get my, I said, I got to keep moving. I just ain't got that time because I know it's got to work out for me. I don't see that for the time because He wants me to have that. At some point, I can't say I walk by Amanah if I see everything. I'm stable because of the relationship. It helps give me the stability. It gives me the comfort. It gives me the mindset to be able to endure. All these things happen. I get it from the right. That makes sense to y'all? Yes, sir. So, and what happened now?
And Elohim placed them in the expansion of the Chamyshy to give Auryah on the yarach.
Yes.
And to govern over the Yum and over the Layla.
You see that? You're supposed to be ruling. So you're supposed to be the head, but you don't became the tail. That, let me tell you, we run from politics. We got Smith back there. She running for office. People, I don't believe people ought to run for that. He just said we supposed to govern. We supposed to rule. We run from everything. Everything. We always, man, I want that junk. Guess why I want that junk, Evan? Cause ain't nothing but sinners. Ain't nothing but a bunch of sinners in there anyway. So where I need light at? No, I need light with other light. That's how we think. I want more light with light. He said light was set up first to be put in a dark place. We the only people that over-illuminate and saturate one place and leave everything else dark. He said, once you take that oil and spread it out, that our oil can be everywhere. That's why he told you, you don't think like I think. And your mind ain't my mind. To show you the distant difference, he said, look at the Chamyshy. As high the Chamyshy from the rock, he said, that's how close in proximity me and you are in thinking. Why y'all think he put you in these places? And all we done did is mom and grunt. But we would be better if we had a better understanding about the situation. Say, if he got me here, it's something I need to reflect. It's something I need to. So now, when we going back to these places, those of y'all following me, y'all need to know this too. What are these people here following? Catch them before they go to sleep. I caution. Somebody went got a screensaver with them sleep, with them woke. That's it. But so all of y'all need to know, right, Hadassah, you too, everybody need to know that wherever you are, he put you in that place so you would reflect something. Before you mumble and grumble and complain about the people and complain about it, let him work. Somebody said, well, I work from home, so basically when I deal with the people I deal with, it's all telecommunication. Well, you know what I'm saying? Let me ask y'all a question, how that work, because I don't know how that work out. So how much sin you see Elohim? So how you know about it? Oh, okay. It's kind of like telecommunication. So his word don't reflect who he is. You ain't gonna believe it, Dave. Yours can too. See? Everybody think they're smart. I told about my boss. My boss is so good. I try to tell y'all, how many of y'all got a coat? Dress warm. You'll be working in Alaska by tomorrow. I'm trying to tell you, the man's good. See, everything people doing because your communication. So you have meeting comes through communicate through Zoom, you still reflect something. You ain't got to go in there and start preaching. Paul, let me tell y'all son or something. God got me here for it. Shut your mouth. No, all you do is just reflect. Situation, things are right. Let things do it. They said, get what he told you. He said, listen, he said in that very hour, I'll give you what to speak. You're going to run your mouth. I'm trying to be ready what to speak. If you want to speak, stay on your watch. Stay on guard. Stay on guard, meaning keeping myself in a presentable situation, in a presentable mode that when the opportunity arises, what I come out this speech, it won't be something that'll come up and condemn me. It'll be something that'll reflect me, and in reflecting myself, it reflects back to the Shema. Just like now, people with signs, don't they say that the yarach actually doesn't give light, that it gets reflection from? So if that's the case from people who understand the sign, who do you get a credit to the light for? To the sign. Who do you see shining? Okay, come on, big man. Come. My brother, check out. No, if you see the yarach, do me a favor. Can you do me a favor? Can you show us the yarach, full yarach? Please. Come on. I'm need that chat. That man said, he said, oh, I think preacher don't forgot. No. It's their face again. He thought I forgot. Yeah. But no, I want y'all to think about something. Okay. Appreciate it a bit, man. So now, okay, this is the yarach. This is what they say the yarach is, okay? Here. I don't know how these people sit up here and don't fall out, but anyway, this is yarach. Can you get me a picture of like what they call the full moon? You know the light of the full moon, please? So this is what they'll call the full moon, which is the yarach for us, all right? So apparently, based upon the movement of it, it picks up more light. Maybe the closer it gets or whatever happened, was it through the solar stuff, so whatever happened, well, it ain't gonna be the solar because that's gonna be the yearly change. It's the cycle of, it's how it's moving around. The rotation of it allows it to get more and more sunlight within the course of the 28, 29, was almost 28 point some day time that they're gonna count, right? So with that happening, okay, good. He's gonna show you moon phases. Can they see this well, or do they just kill one side of the light? Okay. Okay, do you need to kill one or just show him just, he killed, yeah, to kill one, just okay. Okay. So you see, now, this is it, this is the rotation. They're showing this is the rotation. So as it's rotating, it's gonna go from dark, this is what they call new moon. And the reason why we know this to be accurate, because we know from our writings in the 5th chapter of the book of Amos. Amos is burdensome. Amos told us the day of Yahuah. He said, a human Yahuah. He said, should it not be darkness and no light in it? They'll tell you that what they call a new moon would be the first slither. But that wouldn't be correct. Now, this scientists tell you here that this is actually it. Now, we got writers to verify, not what science tells us. He said it'll be no light in it. Anytime you see this, get what you see. You see a reflection of light. You see that? And as the rotation comes, guess what happened? So basically, what it's doing is rotation. It's kind of like it's turning. Kind of like if my people, which are called by my Shem, it will humble themselves and pull out and seek my face and turn. They need to start rotating toward the Chamyshy. Okay? So, and the reason why I'm telling you, all this rotated that is coming into and is coming to it for, then it comes to, and this right here determines what we're going to call seasons. As it keeps doing this, eventually it starts to determine season. Yahuah eventually, when its turn is changing, he wants you to get here. This reflects something when Yahushua came. Okay? Galatians right quick, 4:1. They can leave that, he can leave it, they can read for the, I want y'all now, y'all do a little work. He'll see that, we'll get it, I want you to see something. Galatians 4:1. And then we'll put it up for them to see it for those that don't have the writers in front of them. But this is Galatians 4:1. Listen.
Now I say to the heir, every time.
He's talking to a person that comes in possession of. He said, I'm talking to the heir, okay? Or an inheritor. Listen.
Every time that he is a yarach, he has nothing.
Whenever a child, yarach is going to be a small child. Small, okay? We're dealing with a yarach, that's going to be a small child. Tell them what, every time he's a small child.
He has nothing between him and an abad.
See that? He has nothing in between him and an abad, okay? So you know what? The similarities are almost exact. That always says, though there's no difference, okay? And now Shaul told you that when it came to the 10th chapter of the book of Romans. He said there's no difference between the Yehudi and when it came down to a Greek. He said, for the same Elohim is rich, which means he gives to all that kara upon him. So there's no difference between them. We said, well, I'm a Yehudi, I've been circumcised. They said, well, I'm of another Gui. He said, if they manufacture the same workings that that I command, he said, ain't no difference. Y'all got it. They come to be exact. Basically, they both copies. They're a copy, okay? So that's what he's looking at. So he come in, it's no different. So just like when we see a new moon that came in, and when the alarm had darkness on it, that was no different. With a new moon, as they call it, and when it was complete dark, there's actually no difference. But let's see what happened.
Although, according to that, he is the Adon of everything.
But he is the Adon of everything. Come on.
But
because don't forget now, the yarach is supposed to rule over the night. So that answers your question. So when they hit here, so it looks similar to us because we're in a dark place. Although it's supposed to, he told it was supposed to govern over the Layla. So now it's no difference. Am I correct? Y'all hear me? Is it different? If it's darkness and it's dark, what's the difference? But it's still this. Hold on, I can ask you a question. You're pretty smart here. What now? This is what it's supposed to be. But here it will look similar to us. That is no different. Would that not be right by sign? Because people that commit qatar are called darkness. In similarity, they're similar. They'll look as darkness, which means they don't reflect anything. They reflect nothing. Okay. When he came into the alarm, it was new. So this right here is the state it was in. So here it is, having its governing power, it's an Adon over the Layla. The Chamyshy rule today. But right here, it's no difference. There's no difference. Even though it's going to come into possession of something, right now there's no difference. This is what we looked at with Yahushua. Let's see what happened.
But he is under the hand of.
What happened?
He is under the hand of guardians.
He's under the hand of guardian.
And under the house officials until the time is appointed by his Abba.
So why y'all think they were giving Yahushua when they took him captive, they kept handing him over to other people? Because he haven't came into. People don't pay attention, recognize the yarach when it's in the new. Because right now it's got some rule over it. It don't look at, I don't see your rule. I don't see your ability right now. Y'all see that? So listen what happened.
So also we, while we were small, while we were small, were enslaved to the elements of the alarm.
See that? Now he wanted to come back and reflect it on us. Just like his coming. That was the similarity to us. So when we were under the rule of sin, how much control did you have? That's why Yahushua couldn't break away from those people. Because it was similar to us. Because the people are saying, well, that don't make no sense. Why don't he ain't got to let them do that. He tried to show you something just like you saw what he didn't have to do. He tried to figure, you didn't have to let sin beat on you the way it did too and take advantage of you. He said, the man just, listen, when they took his clothes, you remember how he was like, let me probably first, come on, feel like y'all trying to take like y'all trying to take my clothes. Man, what y'all doing? Man, y'all get your hands off me. That's what they were looking for him to do, but he did. Y'all know what y'all saying? Preacher must be stupid. Why he ain't fighting them back? You ain't believe it. When they were saying he was stupid, that's what he was trying to show you about you. He said it make no sense how you let sin come and strip you down like that. But he wants you to understand something. You were under the elements of. Okay? During the time of the rotation right here, this the state it's in. And because of the rotation, that was the state you was in. Go figure. Listen.
But
is that throwing y'all? Y'all understanding this? Yes, come on, look. But you understand now. We talk about this, the governor now. Make sure it don't make sense to have it come. And we understand first of all, according to what we read, and I read this with y'all, unless I read something different. One about 16, 17, he said he had it to rule over. That means it would be a shah. That's right. But look, in this estate, who's going to recognize it? It's, matter of fact, it's just like you when you understand. See, daughter done overtook it. So what had you lying and fornicating and drinking and committing adultery? Here you go. But when he made you in 126, he said, let you have. See, all that played off the premise of. I let you have that. That you were to put things under subjection and you were not to be under subjection of. Go figure how this works. Run back and get them notes, get them cards. Come on.
But when the fullness of Yamim came.
Hold on. Rotation. What happened?
The Elohim sent forth his being.
When a woman's stomach, he ain't gonna believe it. Huh? Will she read the, huh? That's called the fullness of time. Guess what happened? And guess what it all played off of? It's in its fullness now. And see, now you can come in your possession. This is what you're trying to get us to. Your time to rule, you've been in subjection. You're under subjection. Make sense? So everything played off the sign. That's why this is what we read in Bereshit. One he told you, Bereshit, bara, which means Elohim in the beginning created. Then it let you know who did Elohim, supreme ruler. Then it told you what he created, the Shamayim. So he put the expansions up here in the Shamayim. Then he let you know, I put an ox. which was a sign. So everything that we look at, we play it off for, everything he put, these are pivotal points that we use to kind of denote certain situations or to denote the rule of what he gave us as the authority. So all these are things that we set back now and we consider. So when Abraham, he told Abraham, I'm gonna make your descendants and I'm gonna multiply them. So he said, well, okay, multiplication. So we start multiplying. Let's start with multiplying. Come on, multiply with me. Multiply. Because Elohim, because we had, who do we have? We had Abraham. So what is that? What now? Give me a number. Multiply. Come on, I can hear y'all. Multiply. Abraham, 1. And then we got Sarah, 2. So then, hold on, no, that's 1. We got that's 1 and he 1. Okay, we multiplying. Okay, let's multiply. Multiply. I can't hear. Come on, 1 times 1. Okay, so when y'all gonna start multiplying? So you don't even know what multiplication is. You telling me that 1 times 1 is 1 and you just multiplied? I need to go back to school quick. Okay, so you just proved you didn't know what you're doing, right? That's how I want to make sure they don't even know what you're doing. Okay, it makes no sense. How he be multiplying here at 1 plus 1? 1 times 1. That means 1 plus 1 is more than 1 times 1. Well, that's a whole nother subject, but I got to go back to school quick. So anyway, this is what we're trying to get to, the fullness of. If you look at with the Chamyshy and you look at with the Chamyshy, with the yarach, if you look at how things happen, all of creation started to increase by these Auryahs. There are things that develop at Layla because there's light. There are things that develop in the daytime, but science, are there not things that develop at night? And what do we have at night? Complete darkness. You ain't gonna believe it. Because when Elohim came, it was nothing. He said, let there be light. And that's when he started multiplying. There's no way you can grow in just complete darkness. Why you think he put light? See, they really don't know, do they? So what school y'all went? Who been teaching you? Why? So when he came, why weren't things already created? Because it was darkness. You need light to create. Am I off? What they can create in complete darkness? That's solitary. Are y'all conscious? Hold on for a minute. What school y'all? I shouldn't have played when I went to school. This is crazy. You cannot create in complete darkness. He's tried to show that so you saw the importance of why the Auryah was there. Because people think they're smart because they're saying, well, you know, the sun creates. There are things that still create and that still start to translate or transfer over or start to happening even in the darkness because there is Auryah. So there is a reason why he has you here. Because in complete darkness, you can't manufacture anything. See, I'm off on a whole nother subject. All right, we'll leave this. I just want you to see fullness of time. Don't put too much on it. Don't stress yourself. I talked to my boss about this face and getting high air. I don't know where I'm getting the bad mail from. So we'll go back over to 1 and what we left out, 117 Ra Shyth. That Ra Shyth thing is something, ain't it? Now we've probably been talking about Abraham, the father. But we're talking about the original father. See, the only reason we understood the original father, we had to understand him. See, everything he gave you first, you understood Abraham. 1 being 1, but look what he created. Hello? Sir. He created all the benefits. Well, Elohim, we had to understand, Elohim kept telling him he was 1, so was Abraham. And through that 1, he said, I begot all these. Sarah she was just the fact of something that he used along with Abraham. But Abraham is the father who we look at. Y'all got it? Elohim is the father, the Abba. But then we look at he used it along. He used these things in order to create all of us. We had to understand his position. So he let you see a natural man. He see you natural work. He said, listen, there is no way these people can understand me, how I work or how I exist, unless they understand nature. They have to understand one another. He said, that's the only way you can understand them. Because it's a complexity for your mind. If you didn't have all these things here, there is no way you can get this information. He can give you all the book you want. You couldn't get it. That's why you understood teaching being different than what you were told. Instruction, he said, no, you're going to have to show. Hello? Yes, I'm just being honest. You got to show. And you had to tell it. You had to direct. Just like the man, he had to show and he had to direct. Okay. And instruct them. Don't do this, do this. He said, this is teaching. Okay? People just say, I just get this audio tape and sit and put it in my ear. I know, and you think you learned something. And that's why you sitting there, that's why I got this. I just listen to them audio books. I know it. They be teaching me, and it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. So you can see where it's certain parts of your brain that's not actually being stimulated. You need to see, because everything what you're saying, it actually stimulates the brain to learning. When you can hear it and you can see it, and then you can be instructed and told what to do. It all helps with your learning development. They want to give you audio tapes and put your kid in the room and let them teach them pre-K and other things, because they're going to daze off because they can't see.
Yeah.
Certain part is only one part of the mind, and the other part is going to overload the mind or overpower that part. I said, man, I ain't paying attention to no stuff like that. So we need to see it. So I said, man, I got this movie. It's on a cassette tape. I'm going to give it to you. How many of y'all going to watch it? How many of y'all going to watch it? They're going to show you unintelligent. You know, good way you can't watch no scared. That's you looking at little spins on the two ends. That's just a movie. I'm going to want to see it. That's so you can hear it. You say, I need to see it, because there's things you need to put together that you hear, that you're going to miss. That's why Elohim looked at, listen, Elohim is this. You can't see Elohim. So that's why he had to put all these things in front of you, so you could understand Elohim. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. So that's 118, and to govern over the Yom and over the Layla, and to separate between the
Auryah
and the
Kashah.
That's why he got you, and that's why he changed your dress. That's why he changed your diet. It's supposed to separate, so people can see it. I'm saved, and holler, and you just screaming and running. People say, man, I believe it. I'm gonna be, what I'm gonna be doing? Watch it. Why am I need to watch you? You just told me, you just taught me. Why am I gonna need to watch you? Because I need to see it. I need to see it being demonstrated so I know how to copy it. 126. Listen, 1 and 26, same book, 26 verse. Listen.
Then Elohim said, let us make Adam in our image,
In our image.
according to our likeness, and let them shard over the fish of the yam.
So he's gonna create them, he's gonna make, that's real smooth, Smith, I caught it. Let them cut. See, and it's smooth though. Everybody's gonna be like, and you hear wet, and she'll say, ah. Like your head, like she'll, man, that's smooth, boy. That's a, man, look at that, boy. Eating the poop. You know how many times she sight my, you know I believe she didn't poop? Because she said, she do it, it was smooth, she'll do it. She'll say, poop. She said, ooh, air. I said, what? She said, oh, she said, no, I didn't poop. It was just air. I said, oh. I had to think about it. I said, you know, I wouldn't catch it, you know, all that training. That's why I had to catch words. Because it was so smooth how she moved with it. She moved, she like he might have caught me. She said, that L. And Keith, I said, okay, well, L, man. It wasn't poop. Then I pooped. You nasty buzzard. I said, I'm a buzzard. I'm thinking, you know, you gotta do a neck like that when you're a buzzer. A buzzer ain't got no straight neck. You gotta put that thing like that, come a buzzer. And all she got is L. Look at Joey, she's saying, I'm gonna use that. That man's leg better be shaking him in that couple of days. not the middle one, on the outside. Do the other one later. So look, then Elohim said, let us make each in
our image.
So he needs something needs to reflect us. What happened?
According to our likeness.
Look at that, it needs to be similar. And?
Let them soar over the fish of the yam, and over the birds of the Chamyshy, and over the cattle, and over all the arats, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the arat.
So what did he do?
And Elohim created Adam in his own image. In the image of Elohim, he created him. Male and female, he created them.
So why are we fighting and killing one another? Why we fight Elohim?
That's right.
It's a copy.
That's right.
See, if we knew that, had we had this knowledge earlier, a lot of things we wouldn't do to each other.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you found that you've been fighting against Elohim.
That's right.
We didn't understand how that happened when we fight one another. That's why he would try to make sure there would be shalom among us. That's why he put the Torah worked as the instruction direction, worked as a barrier between us to keep us from having distinction, tension in between us, you know what I'm saying? Or causing division in between us, because it gave us an order of how Elohim should operate together. Y'all got it? So having that done, since he made it, and then he made him out of his image, his likeness, and he let him have. So amazing, because we were reading in that 23rd chapter, of the book of Bamadbar, it was talking about Elohim as well. And it was a key component about Elohim. And what was it again? He's not an ish, that he should. But I made him in the image and likeness. So I've given him the ability that he can operate outside or above his flesh. That's a dwelling. Where did Adam stay at?
On the rocks.
In the rocks, in the garden. And he's supposed to rule over them. So where was his nefesh at? It was in the garden too?
Yes.
Where was it covered with? So
Flesh.
he needs to rule over that too. You didn't know how to rule, because Yahushua came, you ain't gonna believe it.
In the flesh. Yeah.
And the flesh subdued it.
No.
Because so how's it being you?
Right.
How you getting beat by it? That was the purpose why he sent it, because he was condemning it in the bazaar. See, before he came, maybe these people got a point. Maybe sin is greater than these people. Of course, he know better, and this has been our logic. Well, have you ever tried it? You ever lived in it and done it and been in these situations? So how about I come down and I put myself in this situation? How do I come out and I come down and I see? How about I come down and I examine for myself, just like every man? So I come down and I taste death. I come down and I take on all the betraying acts. The only way you can take on death, you got to take on life. So he came down to show us that this bazaar can be disciplined. But the bazaar has to be taught. It has to be shown. Y'all got it? You just can't tell it. You got to show it. Hello? See, the reason why we have been good at it, because we try to go and say, man, I just got to pray harder. You pray hard as you want to. There are some other things you're going to have to do. It has a whole, you got to look at the whole totality. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at the one thing or just look at become people. I'm going to be a prayer warrior. No, he wants you to be a living warrior. Because you got to fight on every hand. A lot of people just think that, like the Christian folk, man, praying, just praying. My wife had a grandma, listen, they have videotapes, they got videotape her grandma. You just ask her a question, grandma, how you doing? She started praying. She be saying, yes, the Lord been good, thank you, Jesus. And you be thinking. Listen, she started praying. Like, you don't even want to ask her that because she's going to start praying. I just asked her a question. She just started praying. She had the Lord just get it going. So, because people think that's where the actual strength comes in, but it's going to come in our understanding because that gives us the ability to. Okay? And that's why it's so important for us to realize where it comes from. Even when it came down to, let me see something. Let's look at something. Okay. Shaphatym. They call it judges. Shaphatym. And that Shaphatym, for those listening, they call it judges. That what it means. That is judges. Okay, judges. Shaphatym. 15. Let me see about, let's see 6. Let's see where they go. (15:6). They go 7. Let's see what 7 say. Listen.
Shimshon said to them, though you do like this, yet I shall surely take revenge on you, but after that I shall cease.
After that I'll cease? What did he do?
He smote them hip and thigh, a great slaughter, and he went down and lived in the cliff of the sewer of Atam.
He lived down in the road. They had a sewer. No, he was not a Ninja Turtle. Sewer is the Hebrew word for a rock. They not sewers like that, so they ain't nothing wrong. They be talking about black people in the gutter. Really, we ain't never shot you. No, you a sewer rat. You a gutter rat. Hood rat. No. Sewer is rock, so he lived in the cliffs of the rocks, okay? Listen.
Then the Philistine went up and camped in Yehudah and spread out in Lakai. The Anashim of Yehudah said, why have you come up against us? And they said, we have come up to bind Shimshon, to do to him as he did to us. Then the 3,000 Anashim of Yehudah went down to the cliff of the sewer of Atam and said to Shimshon, do you not know that the Philistine are Sherim over us?
That they rule over us.
What then is this that you have done to us? And he said to them, as they did to me, so I have done to them.
See that? I said, what they did to me, that's what I did to him. And you know what he did at that time? What was he doing? He was mashpat. He judged Yasharal at that time. That's why his statements were accurate for him, because he was a ruler. And as a ruler, he ruled. In his rule, he said, what I'm going to do to them is going to be justified. Okay? Listen.
They said to him, we have come down to bind you, to give you into the hands of the Philistine. And Shimshon said to them, Shabbat to me that you shall not fall upon me yourselves.
He wanted them to make a berith with him that they weren't going to do it. Come on.
So they said to him, saying, no, but we shall bind you fast and give you into their hands.
That's what they did when they came and they tied Yahushua up. And that's how we know who took him. And that's why they couldn't that's why we know for a fact. They'll say, the Jews killed Jesus. Whatever. We don't know who killed Jesus, but Yahushua, we didn't do it. So you had writings to verify why we didn't. Now you're reading you can clearly see the acts and show you who gave him over to the soldier. We were the people that came, took him and tied him up, but we gave him over to some other people, okay? We did not ourselves personally, but you know, we found out we were complicit. Now this tied your hands on the fact in the book of, in the book of Marshalli, you don't have to go and get it, Marshalli 1:13. He said if Kataim enticed thee, that's another problem, but that's how they got Yahushua. He consented. So a lot of us, we consented to his move. He told you not to consent. They said, if they say, let us lurk, which means lurking, we sat back waiting. That's what they were doing. They were lurking for him. You were told not to do it. Because what Pilate told you when he washed his hand? And you were told, amazingly, you weren't supposed to be lurking for no innocent blood. Dumb. But see how you don't find how, but you're going to say we didn't kill him. See, so your hand did kind of get a little money. Blood guilty. Come on.
Yet surely we shall not kill you. And they bound him with 2 new ropes and brought him up from the sewer.
Yes.
When he came to Lechi, the Philistines shouted at meeting him, and the ruach of Yahuah came upon him mightily, so that the ropes that were on his arms were as flax that is burned with fire, and his bonds dropped from his hands.
Flax should be the plant that linen has come from. Listen.
He found a fresh jawbone of a chamor, so he put out his hand, and he took it and killed 1,000 anashim with it. Then Shimshon said, with the jawbone of a chamor, a heap, 2 heaps. With the jawbone of a chamor, I have killed 1,000 anashim. And it came to pass, when he had finished speaking, he threw the jawbone from his hand, and he kara the Malchum Ramath Lekai. Then he became very thirsty, and called Yahuah to Yahuah, and said, you have given this great deliverance by the hand of your abad.
Yes,
and now shall I moot for thirst and fall into the hands of the uncircumcised.
You ain't gonna believe it. Now you know when Yahushua, when he moved, you know he had 2 thieves on both sides. He had 2 heaps. Cause he just told you he had 2 heaps right down. That's what he just told you. He had 2 heaps. He had 2 on beside him. He looked at that great victory. That's why he told him he thirst. Because he had already saw he had gotten the victory. And he couldn't let him die for thirst. That's the only reason why he took the cup. He didn't literally just drink it down. He had to do it because what Shimshon did was symbolism. But in order for you to understand what he was doing, you needed to know about Shimshon, and you need to know that he judged Yasharal, and you need to know that he was judging you. That's why he told you, I know my judgment is just. Because he judged Yasharal at that time. He told you why he came here. He said, I came here for judgment, but you missed it. Listen.
But Elohim split the hollow place that is in Lechi, so that the Mayim came out of it. When he drank, his ruach returned, and he revived.
See that? See that what happened? That's the same thing. He split a place, and look what came out?
Mayim.
That's amazing. That's what they did when Yahushua was sitting up there. Remember, this was in the cliffs, and they threw the spirit and threw it in his side. You ain't gonna believe it. That's why Mayim came out, and Dom. And later on, that's why he got the 3rd day. He revived. That's why he had to drink from the cup, because he was gonna get back up the 3rd day. See, you was just looking, he gonna get back up. It all had to, you had to pay attention to the symbolism. See, a lot of stuff you believe, you shouldn't have been believing it because you really don't know what you believe. Because they clearly told you when they threw it and they pierced him in the side what came running out. They told you that after he drank that, they told you that his ruach revived. Yahushua got back up the third day. And people missed it because they were looking at the time. So that's why these people mess up here. They think when they get prayed, they probably got healed that immediate minute. Yahushua's spirit did revive back in him. But he had to drink the cup because he was trying to show you there is an order, a discipline that you guys never follow. And that's why you don't get it. Didn't Yahushua tell them he thirst? Yep. And he said he thirst. What did they do? They took a cup and it had what on it? What they put upon? And hyssop. Because all this was similar. He was mimicking more than one thing. This is your problem. He's doing more than one thing. That's your problem. It's an operating system that's going here. And because people all know different things, everybody watching is looking for something different. Some people remember Mushar's writing. So they knew they took the hyssop. Some people remember about Chamyshy. So people are paying attention that after he drank from that cup, that's when his ruach revived him. And that's why Yahushua, he was going to get up, but he had to show you how the writings couldn't be broken. That's why they broke the leg of the two thieves. He told you about there were bones. When he was laying on the John, he laid them heaps of bones in it. They broke their bones too. Okay, don't pay attention. See, so people watching are paying attention to a lot. I don't just believe it because they said it. Didn't I tell y'all what I do when people talking?
Listen.
I have to key into words. I have to key into phrases. Because I'm remember, you can't tell me you come in the whole book and I'm sitting and saying that I'm paying attention. You're looking for defect. The Rosh Kohan looks for defect. When you bring me your Zabak, I gotta look for a defect. He just came and he told me that he was for the offering of the alarm. So you saying you're Zabak, then I need to examine you. Yeah. I don't know what these people are thinking. I gotta examine them. Go get somebody to buy a horse and see they buy the horse from looking at it. They're gonna go on the white and they're gonna put their hands on the horse. They're gonna check the teeth. They're gonna go through the mouth. That's why we were watching his speech. I'm watching his mouth. That's why they were going through, they were feeling him. They were checking and putting hands on him. They had to examine. I got to examine. I got to make sure. I don't know if I can't tell we got a defect from just looking at it. There's certain things I got to watch about. I need to touch it and feel it and see for myself. Why you think he told me to handle him and see? Because he done made you a Kohan. And a Kohan got to understand, if your shows are about, you need to examine it. The man done told me that I supposed to examine myself to see what I'm in the Amanah. How I do that? Just look at myself. Yep, I'm good. I need to check myself. How you check yourself for breast cancer? The women tell me, I don't remember. Did I supposed to do that? Shoot it and see if milk shoot out. No, you got to fit. It's a certain way you touch it. Right? You just can't say, can you do this? Yep, I ain't got no breast. I ain't got no lung. What you got to? But I ain't gonna check him. Naga, N-A-G-A, sound like the H, but it's not. It means to touch. I know they think I be praying, I be saying, they said, preacher said nigga. He said, grab that nigga. Nigga is our word for touch. So now, this is the whole purpose. That's why he told you. He said, handle me and see. Because he know if you're a Kohan, why wouldn't you? See, you really don't key in on phrases. He's not just saying something. This is all it's pivoting off of something. There's something on me. Why is the man telling me to handle him and see? Why is he telling me to examine and check him? Because he ought to know. Now you already grew. He wants you to live it, see if he's been circumcised. Here they go again. Man, I told you circumcision and veil is nothing. Right. Hello? People that knew Abraham knew the relationship of Abraham. Everybody know about him being circumcised. They knew the relationship. That's right. That later became Yasharal worked and we were identified as a people and we weren't even circumcised after we had came on Gilgal. That's when it meant rolling. Because he had turned things over. That's right. Yasharal, when we came out of Mizraim, we weren't even circumcised. Yahushua came down and circumcised. That's how we know the circumcision didn't avail nothing. How do we know? Because if that's the case, everything should have stopped before that point, until that point. So guess what we learned? That circumcision did not avail nothing, just like with Abraham. It was just for a sign. See, when they read Shaul right, Shaul, them crackers, and he was an Egyptian. You don't understand what you say, and just say you don't understand. That's right. But please don't go and say something that you'll put yourself in condemnation. Yahushua was the man that circumcised us after we came out Mizraim. Mizraim represented what? Being captive, being under subjection of, not being under control of your own will. So when Yahushua came, he loosed those bands, set the captives free. That's what he told you he did. He said, I set the captive free.
That's right.
Okay. I don't know what the people doing. Well, he took us over. You're done?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think it's the send down. It's got several different meanings on it. He came down to us. There's a lot of things. And told us how we were supposed to serve. He told you to ask for him and who?
My house.
What they gonna do?
Sir Yahuah.
That's why the Yahudim, that's why he come together. What house was he from? That Yahushua, who you know first, let me help you out on that one. He came from Apharim. So I want you to get nothing twisted that you don't know, okay? He ascended from the house of Apharim, which meant fruitful. Okay? All these things, you start looking at how people come from what Matar, what happened. But then we start looking at Yahushua that came down from Benjamin. What you saw where he came from the house, Yahushua worked and operated every one of these sets.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the folks' game. They had them 5 points. Those are called sets. Mm-hmm. These people don't know what they're doing. That's why they had to start. They have sets. They all run from one, but they got sets. All we got, when you look at all of them Matar, they set. Yahuwah said, I operate in all of them. Kind of like Key one time, he was standing over there at Chris' house. Chris would go to work, he'd stay there. Chris come home, sitting there, he was sweating. About that wide sweating. And that's about why he was sitting there. So there's just one sweat running. Chris said, man, what you been doing? He said, what you been doing? Practice karate? He said, karate. He said, I practice many styles. He said, impossible to mess them all. He said, I do them all. So that's it. But with Yahushua, he operated every one of them factors. That's bad. You remember a situation happened where the woman got raped that time? Yeah. What was the girl, Dinah? She got raped. And she had 2 brothers. One of them was Simeon. He heard. He heard. And Louis, he came and executed. You know, Yahushua do the same thing. You don't believe when he told you about how he judged. You know how he say he judged?
Sadiq.
As I hear.
As I hear.
How you think Simeon and them went and killed those people?
He heard.
They heard about it. When Shechem's father told Yaakov, said, my Ben, Shechem, he a hard diner and he want to marry him. They would just said, he said, did I hear what I think I just heard? And Lewis on the execution. He said, we said execute him. He said, that's what I heard. He didn't know what that's what I heard. When Lewis said they killed him, he said, that's what I heard. Okay, I'm just trying to help you. And that's what you didn't pay attention to. When Yaakov found out what they did with it, who we later would call Yahshua, he ruled it. You know when he heard that thing, he said, y'all guys, oh my goodness. My head hurt. Y'all guys have brought me so much trouble. He said, y'all have caused me so much trouble. You know what I'm gonna do with y'all? I'm gonna divide y'all in Yasharal. And that's why when he come back here, he gonna kill you. Cause he operates from every one of these sets. Huh? I don't know what these folks doing. They don't pay attention. He operates on every one of these sets. That's how I know he came from Yehuda though. And he connected Louis. And he also sat on the right hand. That'd be Benjamin. And he heard. And he can offer. Huh? Come on, man. And you can look at this too, Naphtali, he wrestled too. He had to wrestle. What you think he was doing? When it came down to my power, he said, listen, this cup, you ain't gonna go what kind of cup it is. But nevertheless, not my will, but who? You ain't gonna believe what he was doing today. He was wrestling. That'd be Naphtali. Y'all don't know what you're doing. Please go, listen, Jack and the Jill is a good book. Billy Goat Gruff, please get one of them books. Don't read this one, because you really don't know what you're doing. All right, moving on. That was just something extra. So, woo! What you got up here for me now?
It's Shaphatym 15.
Oh, yeah, Shaphatym. Come on, finish this up. 15, 19. Keep going.
But Elohim split the hollow place that is in Lekai, so that Maim came out of it.
And Lekai is the cliff of the rock. That's amazing. They put Yahushua on the place of a skull.
That's right.
That was on a rock. So he sat there, I'm sorry, because it's going to come to pass in the last year. I mean, that the mountain, which is a har, which is a hill, was going to be in the top of a har.
That's right.
So now he just told you that Yahuah was a mountain. And that mountain was going to be on the top of a mountain. So when he split the rock in Lehi, that was a rock. That was a mountain, a har. So see, you went in, they cut up on flesh. You're going to mess up every time. As you said, you're going to need you a teacher. If I was you, I wouldn't keep doing what I'm doing. I'd be paying attention because you're really not proficient in what you're doing. It's too much you don't know. It's too much you playing around with, and you're going to miss it. Because he just told you in Yahuah 2:1, he said it's going to come to pass. He said that the mountain, which is a heart, is going to be in the top of a heart. When they crucified, they put him on the place of a skull. That would be a heart. He just put a heart on a heart. Did you hear that? Yoshi like that. She's like speaking plain with him. Yoshi, go get them knives. Right there, he's telling him. I'm trying to listen. This is for our benefit to understand things that people miss. So the people, you ain't gonna believe it, the people that told you this story, it wasn't Shamshun. It was some people watching it. Shamshun would never told it to you. You know why? Because he was already told. Let another man praise you and not your own lips. Yeah. Hello? Even when it came down to Yahuah, you remember he was running, he told you, after he seen it happen, he said, listen, he said, what I told you, it's the truth. And I know I said true. He let you know, Yahuah couldn't have never told you that. No more than Shamshun would have told you about what he did up there with Lehi. He let another man tell it. Hello?
Yes, sir.
You ain't gonna believe it. He working there and he's still working. Yeah. He told you I'll work and he's still working. That's why I'm telling it to you. He wouldn't come down here and tell it to you. Are y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I thought I seen a putty cat. I did. Come on, finish this up.
When he drank, his ruach returned and he revived.
See that? You didn't realize how Yahuah got up. Symbolism. Now, if you were going to say the cup got him up, you really wouldn't know what you're saying. But now you see why he gave you the cup, huh? Hello? Did you know what was supposed to be happening when he come back? It's supposed to revive you. Why you think he sat down, he got you drinking the cup? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What was the purpose why y'all think y'all taking the cup? See that? Y'all messed that up too. I'm trying to help y'all out. Now he got a zamar about the cup, but you didn't realize it now. So when he sat down and gave them that cup and told them to drink it, what did you think that was in reference to? See, that's why I'm telling you, it's too little you know and too little you mess around with, and you taking stuff and you really don't know what you're doing. That's why I tell a lot of folks, this is gonna be to your condemnation. Because you don't know what you're doing. You're just taking stuff. This was set up similar because I'm going to revive you. But I gotta do everything by the letter. It's tight. All right, come on, fed this up. Don't pay that no attention. Come on.
Therefore, he Yaquar the Shem, Ayin Hakor, which is in Lekai, to this Yom.
What did he name it?
Ayin Hakor.
Let's see. What did that mean, boss? Let's look it up. Let's kill. You don't see it yet? I can hear. Sight. Well, that won't make sense. He told you they sat down and watched him now. It makes sense. He said sight. That's fine. We'll come back. We're going to get them. I'm going to test some other stuff, I'm sure, later. But if you get it while y'all back there, please let me know. They're good. Come on. Come on. This the last verse. Jump over to 16 right quick.
Yes, sir.
16, same book. 16. One, drop down. Come on down. All right, come down to 12th thumb and come on down a little bit more. Oh, we went fast. Come on back out to 12, 13. No, not that. No, come on. Should have told about his strength. What verse I want? Go back up 14. Let me see something. Go by 10. Come on down. We'll catch it. Come on. 6? Let me see what 6 say. He said 6. 16 chapter, same book, Shaphatym, Judges. Yeah, that's good. 6. 9. That man said 6. Verse 9. I said 10. All right, listen.
And the ambush was sitting with her in the chamber.
And the ambusher The ambushers were sitting with her in the chambers.
And she said to him,
What did she
the
say?
Philistines are upon you,
The
Shamshun.
Philistines are upon you.
But he broke the cords of the thread of toe strings was broken when he touches fire.
See that? He said it was just like when a piece of thread touches a fire. What happened?
So his strength was not known.
See that? They couldn't even measure his strength. So now, guess what? Now we find out with Shaphatym. Let's go back even further. We find that man had gone. He fought with Auryah, the Abri word for a lion, and he killed a lion. It wasn't believed to be full-grown man. People gonna argue the side, but it's an Auryah. I don't care what kind. These guys ain't killing a cub. They keep trying to see because of historians and people. They look at what they can do, and this hurts you because man's strength is limited. They start putting in their mind what it couldn't possibly be an adult. Then they go into what most people don't know. When you deal with Auryah, he's not just limited to what you call Africa. Kibbulan, they also have him in India. People, all these still read. What they'll have now, they'll have Auryah, they'll call it the Asiatic Auryah. You familiar with that? I made that up. Most stuff they won't know. The thing what they'll use with the Asiatic ones doesn't get to the full size. Asiatic Auryah will probably max out about 330, where you look at the one from a Kibbulan, he'll max out about 550. Where he maxes out at 330, 340 is typically what the female maxes out for in a Kibbulan. She'll be about 310, 15, 20, somewhere in there. She's believed to have more muscle than a heavyweight fighter, which you know, anyway, what she can take down and flip a zebra. But anyway, so with that, they keep trying to find ways to reduce the ability of, same way they did with Yahushua. His Talmudim came and stole it. It wasn't actually a big giant stone, it was a small like rock, because they always want to try to reduce the do. So now when they look at this, I mean, this really wasn't so they're showing you a rope, he threw it like a string. But you gotta remember, these people hadn't just started to try to attack this man. When you take this one situation, you think this is when they measure. I put one rope around here, his strength ain't known. I done killed 1,000 men with a jawbone of an ass, of a dun kamar. I done killed other men and robbed and took their stuff. I done killed an Auryah and then took honey from him. Took honey from the bee. All these different attributes I've done. I done took 300 foxes, tied them tail to tail, lit them, and let them loose. All this stuff I've done, they've been measuring. This is what people don't realize. To tell you that, did Shaphatym tell you that? So what did that tell you? We've been testing you the whole time. We've been testing your knowledge. When you give it a knowledge, we've been trying to figure out what, that's why they were questioning Yahushua every time you ask something. Let me ask something. Who should we get this to, Caesar or under Yahushua, or get it to him? He started asking them, they kept asking, because we've been testing your knowledge. Y'all don't realize, that's why all that school testing they're doing, they've been testing you to make sure you hadn't tried to that you're not evolving. Y'all been successful, your kid been staying dumb and dumber. They've been testing, listen, they've been testing Negro ever since they came to Kibbulan. How he ran, that's how they learned how to run on the balls of their feet. Man, even in the time of David, we had a man, he was at lighter foot as a gazelle. You know how fast these things move about 30-something miles an hour, 35. And he was at lighter foot. Now, mind you, he was chasing a man. The man he was chasing was telling him to turn aside and take from one of the men before I kill you. The man running was as fast as a doe. So how fast was the man in front of him? Because you know what? This is what my people don't think. You know who they've been talking about, Daniel? The man chasing. What was he chasing? And how would the thing, mind you, how hard is it to have a conversation while you're running? He ain't saying, go. He's telling him, turn aside. The conversation is turn aside and take from one of the other men. Because I will kill you when you catch me. So how fast is he moving? So they've always studied you. They've been paying attention, just like Yahushua. Everything was about trying to see how to apprehend. They kept trying to apprehend him. They kept trying to catch him up in the situation and places. So sometimes he had to get away from these people. He had to separate. And you know what you do? You stay tied right up in there with them. That's how they know how to capture you. I'm trying to help y'all out. Because you really, how they got you thinking is, this is how dumb we are. The problem you got, the everyday ordinary man on the street doesn't know what you know. Your government knows. I don't teach nothing they don't know. And they know what everybody teaching. They know where everybody at when it comes in. It's certain teaching you just don't let go. You saw how the Yahudim were going and trying to take down the Romans? Is that in your book? We ain't got nothing how they were going into the Roman them study trying to keep up there and trying to sit there. They were watching him. Because them and the Romans had already made their deals together. Don't y'all know these people have already made deals? They know exactly who they need to take down. They know who's a threat. When they catch these people with all this, man, we're going to kill these crackers. We already know what you're doing. You really don't know what you're talking about. But that's fine. We know where you at. We need to know that is your conversation, that's your teaching, your ideology, because you really don't understand the whole principle science of what you're doing. When they start preaching this stuff, they keep going. They say certain words. They keep holding the stuff that really doesn't make sense. They're watching. They need to make sure all these people are in the proper place. That's why they let these people stay you to let them keep going, because they realize you're not a threat. You're actually helping to divide. Yahushua told you, if you're not gathering with me,
Scattering abroad.
he could have just said, gather with me. He said, no, I'll tell you what you are doing. If you're not doing what I'm doing, then you are against me. That's what he was letting these people know. Y'all got it? And he was letting them know, in that case, that means you're scattered. That's why they let these teachers stay here. And that's why people go from church to church. You know, really for me, where the Spirit comes, that's my church. I used to be in that old time stuff where old time for how a church home. See, my God ain't limited to no one church. See, where I'm at, you probably down. So, how old are you? I've been in, you 31. See, God been growing me further. My God is many church. I don't even leave myself to one religion. See, you bought into the rhetoric of it, and they like people like this because you really don't know what you're doing. They need to make sure you don't know what you're doing. That's why they leave them out here. People like me, they pay attention to. Because there's certain things in conversations you say they key into. Don't y'all know they see, listen, go in your Google and put certain word and watch how I finish it out. You know why I can do that? It's set for keywords. You think they're not? They just did that for Google. Because you really don't know what you're doing. That's why I try to educate y'all and I get on y'all Akeem about being men, about being productive men, about being men and when you're a man, it's just certain things you have to move into. They don't need you telling truth. They don't need you standing for something. They don't need you representing something. All these things that you don't need. Look at, I'm being with y'all. We have the worst performance of men today than I've seen in my time. And that is because they taught us to play more than they taught us how to construct. They made us more lazier. We find more excuses. You taught every guy about a wife. Man, I ain't trying, man. They ain't trying to do that. That was never our conversation when I came. That was just not a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. They'll tell man, it don't even matter to me. It ain't, and it's not because of the ruach. It ain't a spiritual thing. It's just, I don't want responsibility. You have successfully failed as a man. Because he made Adam before he gave him a woman. You know he gave him, he was inside the gun, responsibility. Before he gave him a wife. He needed a wife when he came down. First of all, you need about responsibility. Today, they don't even want no responsibility. Man, I don't want to be responsible. Man, anyway, I can lay anywhere. Man, give me a corner. He gave him man a whole gun. Mm-hmm. You couldn't reduce me to no corner. I'm a man. You know what Yahuah told you? This thing wasn't done in no corner.
That's right.
So it is because of the teach. That's why they keep these people to let them go. They teach them to be prayer warrior, make a fool, and go to prayer breakfast and sit down. You ain't learned nothing. Your breath stinking. You done ate this salmon cake. Just get your behind somewhere and go to work. They just make a fool out of all the stuff they keep thinking. Prayer. This is the problem. You're praying and you don't know who to pray to and you don't know what to pray for. I'm just being honest. We're in the worst time ever for men because they're not pushing. That's not the agenda they want. Why y'all think all this stuff is happening on the lawn? Where are the men? I go on Twitter. Always gonna be Twitter. Twitter. What do you mean? We the people, all cap. People don't even reply. I said, it's sad. Who followed on Twitter? I said, we the people. We can change this today. Today, people, nobody respond. I said, all I do is put a cry out. I put every time, today, all I need is some men. Instead of saying, no, we'll start it. We can go to these schools. We can start putting discipline in. We ain't trying to overtake them. They got to see something. I'll take the boys. Let her take the girls. Then we'll bring them back together. They done messed it all up. We can't. Everybody discombobulated. I can't teach men, and she can't teach women. We gotta teach acceptance. So now the whole thing is chaotic. There has to be an order. That's what he came and put that down. There's an order. He's looking around there, he's looking out, see an animal. What kind of animal is that right there? He said, not good for it to be by itself. Not good. I got to put him in another state. This can't happen. Now everything is open. Everything's acceptable now. Except for the will of Elohim. Come on back down now. Give me about verse 16, same book, right quick. Say something here. 16:16. Listen.
It came about when she pressed him all the Yamim with her Dabarim and
All
urged
day.
him that his Nephash was annoyed to moot.
Mm-hmm.
So he told her all his lob and said to her, a razor has never come on my head, for I am a Natsri to Elohim from my aim's womb.
Mm-hmm.
If I am shaved, then my strength shall go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other Ish.
And what happened?
When Delilah saw that he had told her all his lob, she sent and
She
Korah-
prayed and she told the Lord, what she said? You can't
She
let
sent-
nothing in the house. Uh-huh.
She sent in Korah the Adon of the Philistines, saying, come up to this time, for he has told me all his lob.
Stop. Jump over to the 14th chapter, same book. Let me see what 14:11 say. Same book, Shamshon. Y'all cut that heat back down for him, please. These folk cold? Seriously? Y'all gotta start wearing 2 pair of drawers. Take some more of that. Y'all need to take a laster. You be so busy messing, you forget all about the weather. I thought I was gonna make it out of the house today. If I said, man, my leg's so numb, I was sitting there, man, I'm finna pay. Listen, I'm gonna throw myself on that towel, man. I said, I need carpet on this floor. Cause you sit there too long, that thing get the numb up. I said, I'm gonna throw myself on that floor. Like the mercy of the court. Listen.
And it came to pass, when they saw him, they brought 30 companions to be with him.
Mm-hmm.
Then Shamshun said to them, let me now put forth a riddle to you.
What happened?
If you shall indeed tell it to me within 7 Yamim of the Muhad and find it out, then I shall give you 30 linen wraps and 30 changes of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
But if
See
you
that
are
similar
not,
to them 30 pieces of silver? Come on.
but if you are not able to tell me, then you shall give me 30 linen wraps and 30 changes of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And they said to him, put forth your riddle that we may shama it.
Pay attention to the riddle.
So he said to them, out of the eater came forth food, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. But they could not tell the riddle in 3 Yamim.
See that? They couldn't tell the Auryah. Come on, that the honey he had found, which is debash. Debash is the word for honey. I believe that's one of the words, debash. Well, you because we really don't talk about honey. Debash. Well, it should be D-A-B-A-S-H. Debash. For those at home, why? D-A, dog, apple. Bob, apple, Sam, Harry. Debash. All right, come on.
Then it came about on the 4th Yom that he said to Shamshun, that they said to Shamshun's Ashah, entice your husband, so that he shall tell us the riddle, lest we shall burn you and your Abba's Beth with fire.
See that? Come on.
Have you Korah for us to make us poor? Is this not so?
Come on.
Shamshun's Ashah wept before him and said, you only hate me, and you do not ahab me,
Excuse me.
for you have put forth a riddle to the bani of my arm, and have not told it to me. And he said to her, behold, I have not told it to my Abba or to my aim, so should I tell you. And she wept before him 7 Yamim, while they had the Muhad. And it came to pass on the 7th Yom, he told her because she distressed him. She told the riddle to the bani of her arm. So the Anashim of the city said to him, excuse me,
What they tell about that cough drop? 3 cough drop. We had to burn that on. Go ahead. You need the water?
I'm fine. So the Anashim of the city said to him on the 7th Yom,
I heard some people, and I see you sound better than that. You say you fine. I'm just saying, and say he fine. Yeah,
Before the Shamash went down, what is sweeter than debauch and what is stronger than an Auryah?
see that? What's sweeter than honey and what's stronger than what they call a lion? Come on.
And he said to them, unless you had plowed with my heifer,
Listen.
you would not have found out my riddle.
See that? Come on.
Then the Ruach of Yahuah came upon him mightily, and he went down to Ashkelon, and 30 anashim of them, and took their spoil and gave the changes of clothes to those who told the riddle. Mm-hmm. And his anger burned, and he went up to his Abba's Beth.
That's good. Did y'all catch anything? Hands. You did catch something? Okay. Anybody catch anything? Who say yeah? What you caught? No? That's one. He's right. They did have an issue where you see that. I'm gonna just tell y'all something. Why I tell y'all they gonna take these guys down? All these people. You notice they used the woman twice.
That's right. That's right.
To find out these guys have no idea who keep taking them down. Look at these lawsuits. Look at Trump. Look at all of them. Who are they using?
Women. That's right.
How you think they're gonna take you down?
That's right. That's right.
I know these people don't pay attention. I just want to show you two separate. Don't put it on one. The women, you tell them everything. These guys have showed them everything.
Everything.
Because they press on them.
Yep.
Okay. That's how these people know exactly how to take it down. It's the woman. Now, there was something that you should have paid too. That was just something that it's something that you should have caught. Okay. That's good. That's good. Because what was they were supposed to give him?
Clothes and
They were supposed to
linen.
give him 30. They were supposed to give him 30. 30 pieces in exchange for the answer to his riddle. But what wound up happening?
Plowed with his heifer.
They plowed this up, huh? They wound up figuring it out. Somebody had to tell them, and what else did you notice? He gave it to them without cost. This is what you read the 55th chapter last night. The doe that was thirsty, he said you can get it without cost. Remember, they were supposed to pay him. They agreed. That was a goodly price.
Yeah.
Didn't they agree that was a goodly price? But he gave it to them. Remember, they got the answer, and he wound up not accepting nothing from them. As a matter of fact, he gave them something. See, it's a benefit in getting this information. What good if they won't have to pay for it and get it? Then that's why you couldn't afford it. It made sense to give it to them. As a matter of fact, since you got that, let me give you something else to go with it. Without cost. But you caught that, right? Because I was reading it with you. Y'all already knew that, didn't you? Spencer said she knew it, didn't you? Ain't that what you caught? Okay. She said not that one. But you see, again, why that had to happen. Because there are some people who were going to catch that, who knew it, that it was the woman. It's not to blame the woman. I just want to show you at the same time you pay attention how they were going to infiltrate, okay? It was also to show you that, and it also gave you a strategic way of how you get it too. He gave me the information too. Press on me, I'll tell it. That's why he gave them the information. He already knew those guys were going to tell it. When he told them, listen, he told them, guess who he didn't tell this to? He didn't tell it to Myrene, and he did not tell it to Joseph. Remember, he should be called a Nazareth. He didn't tell his mother and father about this. Come on. He told, listen, this is what they missed. He told them in the 14th chapter or 15th chapter book of Uganon that they were his rayar if they did, what was that? If they did whatever he marred them. Henceforth, he didn't call them, he wouldn't call them Abedin. He would call them Auryah, because they was a friend. Because all thing he heard of the Abba, which means he didn't tell it to his mother and his daddy. You were told he should be called a Nazareth. So guess what you should be looking for? Pattern. If you see his daddy and mama come on, he told me that stuff, that he said, it ain't him. That's why he told them. Because all things they should have paid attention, realized he's a Nazareth. Because he just let it be known to them. Man, pay attention. Who that he told they about that, about the Auryah and the honey? You remember who that was? What was the name of that slave? Who remember the name of that slave he told it to? Who? Come on, I need to get it. Come on, I need to check. Come on, Dave. Who's the name of the slave he told that he told his answer to the riddle to? His wife. So that wasn't his slave. They should have paid attention. And he told them, because remember, in the 19th chapter, he told you, behold, what was that coming? Something was coming. What was that coming? Who? The hour coming. How about the marriage of the Lamb? Come on, someone need to check. Because the woman who he told was who he was marrying, remember? So what are we supposed to be?
Bride.
He was a Shah. So it made sense he told her, you're not in a bar. You're not a servant. You were told it. Listen, you were told that if a man had his son, and his son married an abad, and if he married that abad, her position changed. Mm-hmm. And he had to treat her like a bar, and he could not treat her like a servant. So he could not tell them guys they were his friends, and you keeping secrets from them. Oh, y'all listen to the same thing I'm reading? Smitty, she'll be by my notes. I'm gonna teach something different. When I get my note, that way we can stay on task, because apparently we'll jump way off task. It didn't make any sense to y'all? Yes, sir. See, you see why I told you it's too many things that he's doing for people not to pay attention. That's why he told people like keeping their feet paying attention, because he's actually doing too many operations are happening, and you're missing them. It's too many moving parts. But remember, people know so little. It's like for me, I tend to know just a tiny little bit, till my tiny little bit lets me catch him doing more than one thing. Y'all got what I'm saying? I know just a little something, not much, just a teeny-notch little piece of a nail to where he's doing stuff, I'm catching all of the movements. Y'all got what I'm saying? So you limiting yourself. That's why there are things you have to start getting out of your diet, things you got to start getting out of your behavior, things you got to start just getting out of your communication, association. A lot of things got to start getting, so you can start paying attention to these things. Y'all want to know why y'all missing too? Hello? You don't want to know that. Because you're in darkness. So what I'm going to have to use if you're in darkness? Oh, come on, son. They said it. Auryah, right quick. Give me Auryah 10:36. That's it. Them people, they still with me up there. How y'all doing up there? Y'all still with us? I appreciate it. They said it's dark, so we're gonna try to use some light. What's Chantel at? What's that, a Walmart? Pick me up something right quick. I don't know what I be saying sometimes. Come on, look at this. This 10:36. Listen.
Now,
Auryah. What happened? Come on.
Now, who of these three was a fellow in your eyes to the one who fell into the hands of the robbers? He said, the one who carried out the rakam towards him. Yahushua said to him, go and do likewise yourself. Mm-hmm. And it came to pass, as they traveled, he came to a certain village, and a certain Ashah, whose shem was Martha, took him into her beth. Mm-hmm. She had a Akuth, whose shem Marim, who sat at the regal of Yahushua to Shama his dabarim.
She sat at the feet of Yahushua and she Shama his dabarim. Mm-hmm.
Martha was worn out by serving so much, so
Martha
she
was
approached
tired
him.
from working.
So she approached him and said, "My Adon,
what'd she say, Master?
Do you not place it on your lob that my Akuth has abandoned to serve alone?"
You see that stuff? She said that stuff don't even bother you. She said that stuff don't bother you. That she done sit here and left me to serve alone by myself. What happened, son?
Please tell her to lend me some support.
Uh-huh. Tell the girl up and help me.
Yahushua answered and said to her,
Tell her what happened, son.
Martha, Martha, you are worried and alarmed about many things.
See that? What happened?
But nothing is necessary except one thing, and Marim has chosen the two part which shall not be taken from her.
See that? While she was running and going, she missing it. She started to pick what was the most important and cut the other stuff out. That's why you're in your position. You worry about too much stuff.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna believe it.
That's right.
When the light went out, it went beyond Jordan and even overpast Galilee, which were past the Goyim. You know what happened? The people that sat in Kashak, they saw a great Auryah. And those who sat in the shadow of it, light sprung up. That's what she looked like. Light done sprung up. You remember she was sitting. He was teaching. Light sprung up to her. She kept going, kept moving. A lot of y'all, why you ain't gonna get it? You worry about too much stuff. You got too much going on. She stopped, just sat down. It's only one thing important. That's my salvation. It ain't hard. See why, you know where we had to find this out? You just need to put a little light on it. That's how I just put a little light on the subject matter. A lot of stuff you worry about, she stopped and put down. She was studying trying to hear that. I got to try to get, and trying to hear and she stressed out and she wanted it to be somebody else's problem. He told her, you worried about a whole lot of stuff. Ain't but one thing important. And she done chose. They say, you know what? And they ain't going to be taken away from her.
That's right.
A lot of stuff we could do, a lot of things we talk about. I don't went so long. We'll probably finish up, cause y'all probably, I know I wore y'all out this stuff. And I'm gonna try to do better. They think I'm playing, I'm trying to bring some notes in here. I'm gonna give me some note cards that come in. I'm gonna try to stay right with the card. Every time I go, I get them, put that one down, next card. I just try to work it that way. Because it really things that we really gotta start considering. We've allowed a lot of things to kind of get in and intercede in for us. Not to benefit for us, but it kind of intercede in a way more or less I want you to intercede, interrupt it. Interrupt it. That's what we've done. You know, sometimes you be on your phone here and messing up. And what be that problem sometimes you can't hear people you find? Service, signal. And sometimes you'll look at your bars. Four put you at full strength. You might have two bars. One bar makes sense. One ball, and then go outside and come back. You start looking at the ball, and you see it's the other person. Cause I got 3 balls, so it ain't me. You ain't gonna believe it. They ain't gonna believe it. Yahuah got bars. He got bars. You probably need to check your reception. I'm telling you, the man got bars. I write for him. Man got bars. You need to check your reception. That's 2.